southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Seconds.
Welcome to Clever Title Pending, a proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We talk to creatives about creativity and the business behind them. So type in your questions and become part of the conversation. And now, here's your host, Brian K. Morris.
Good evening and welcome to Clever Title Pending, where creatives talk about creativity and the business behind it. Welcome to I always have to look to the May 4th, and May the 4th be with you, episode of the show. We've got a great group of people here tonight, and I do say group, and we'll probably be joined by more before the evening is over. But anyway, it's the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, some of the people involved with that. And we welcome your questions, because if you've ever thought about broadcasting or want to form your own network, we're here to tell you how to do it. And also we'll answer other questions and read some great jokes, I'm sure, before the night's over. But anyway, we want to thank everyone involved with this. We do want to thank the Rising Tide Broadcast Network for powering this show. Take a screenshot of that, people. Entertainment, information, we've got it all 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. And we've got all kinds of topics, a lot of diversity here. I think you'll dig what you hear. So check us out at our Facebook page at risingtidebroadcastnetwork.com. Also want to give a big shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And I am no exception. In fact, most of the people you see on this list here have their own Patreon pages. So please check them out and support them, because they're all awesome. Anyway, if you want to see what we offer for your monthly subscription, go to www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and find out more. And speaking of finding out more, you're going to want to pick up snow shorts. No, they're not underwear made of ice and frozen rain. No, Snow Ambition. It's part of the Snow Shorts series, number 4 in the lot, and it's about the former undercover agent Abraham Snow. If you want to learn more about it, check it out on Amazon, as well as BobbyNash.com and also AbrahamSnow.com. And so I think we stalled long enough. We're going to unmute these wonderful people. And like I said, we may be joined by more later. But here they are, the ones, the only. Well, actually, there's about half of us here. Anyway, welcome to these wonderful people. Michaela J., Ted Davies, Carl Witzman, and Heather Ellen of Comics and More, New Jersey. How you doing, people?
Very good.
Pretty good. Good.
Good. Okay, you passed the first question. That's good. So anyway, what we are is a group of like-minded broadcasters who are looking not only to advance ourselves, but to help others rise in their own careers and their own interests. And we have taken to supporting each other. We've only been at this, about 3-4 months now?
Yeah, not long.
Yeah, and we are like a well-oiled machine now.
I think so. Yep.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Well, at least you guys are.
Oh, well,
I'm,
there's that. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm still rough around the edges. In fact, I'm darn near brutal. Anyway, let's go around the room and please introduce yourself, talk about your show, and talk about what other amazing creative things you do. Let's start out with author Michaela Jade.
Hi, I am Michaela Jade. I write right now historical paranormal romance for the most part. And when I'm not writing, I'm editing. And when I'm not doing that, I have the day job. That is what I do.
Okay, and what is the show you have, Michaela?
Oh, yeah. There's Tidbits and Scribbles is what I do on YouTube every Friday, where I feature anything that I've come up with in the writing world that I think you might enjoy or might learn from, or just a tidbit of something that I've come across, like a book I might have read that I liked, or just almost anything that has to do with writing.
Most excellent. Most excellent. And here he is, probably the only person who might do as much or more than I do on this network, the lovely and charming Ted Davies of TedDaviesArtistry.com. Ted, introduce yourself and tell people what you do.
Hello, I'm Ted Davies. I'm an artist, author, and a collector, and apparently a broadcaster. So I think that was added to my list this week. I didn't realize. I guess I am a broadcaster, but we do a lot of stuff. Ted Davies Artistry is it's just a medley of a variety of different things that we do, from learning about how to draw, the way I do it, the way that I create books, and we've got several shows on my YouTube channel. We have TED Talks on Tuesdays, which is pretty much an interview show. Occasionally we do drawing tutorials and that kind of thing. And then on Thursday, we have TED Talks Timepieces, which is basically about my watch fascination. And that's kind of just for me, but I try to show everybody a little bit about my geekness, timepieces. Once a month, the guy that's going to be coming up next, maybe here, Carl, we have a cigar show, which is basically goes through the variety and what you can do just to have a cigar and relax. And on Fridays, 6 p.m., I have a show, Drinking with the Davies, with my wife, Christine. And we bring it's kind of a fusion of old drinks, a little bit of a retro drink, and then we bring it to modern times. So a lot of different things that we're doing. So on the YouTube channel.
Most excellent. And now here is the lovely and delightful Carl Witzman.
Hello. Well, I'm Carl Witzman, as you can read there. And as Ted said, I do the cigar show. And that's my rising tide. And I also sometimes will sit in for Brian when he's off gallivanting around.
Yes, you did an excellent job, by the way.
Yes. I do some extracurricular activities, not part of Rising Tide. We have a humor group, and sometimes that is a full-time job. So it's a good thing I retired so I can have time to run herd on those guys. I also help design book covers, I've got them up there.
And they're lovely, as are you, Carl.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And here she is, the lady that brightens our Sunday evenings, the one, the only Heather Ellen. Heather, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
So far, so good. 9 minutes and 44 seconds long. I'm doing great. Anyway, tell people who you are and why you're so awesome.
I'm not sure about the awesome part, but my name is Heather Ellen. I am from Comics and More New Jersey, which is an online comic book store. I also have Comics and More Chaos, which is a group for creatives to help promote each other and network, show off their projects, their works, and people to give them some love. And I started a podcast out of my comfort zone on Sunday nights, which is Comics, Chaos, and Sass, where we talk comics, creative stuff. The chaos comes in the comments, and I bring the sass.
You most definitely do. All right, and this, like I said, this is just part of the crew here. Jody McPhee does Stupid O'Clock. let's see, and I do a couple shows a week. Never mind the Furthermore in the morning, as well as Comic Book Spectrum on Thursday evenings, and Clever Title Pending. I almost blanked out on that one. Plus, Amy Hale may show up later. She does creative as Hale, and let's see, who am I missing?
Nicholas and Joe and Nicholas.
Oh, yes, Nick Tockard, Friday evenings, 8 p.m. on the Historical Fencing Guild. A way to murder each other safely. He has the keys. So anyway, we started this about 3 or 4 months ago, and I guess I can start this because I've toyed. I'm sorry?
Your show.
Yeah.
Of course you can start.
You're right. Oh, crap. Damn. That means
For now.
Muhaha.
Yeah.
Carl will be replacing me. I'm just a stunt double. But anyway, but no, I had toyed with the idea of the hubris. I had this moment of hubris where I thought, well, maybe I'll do like the Hanging with Web show people do, or Indie Volt. I'll create my own broadcast network, and I'm like, who would be nuts enough to try to get in on this with me? And four of the examples are right here. But the first one to lose his sanity was Joe Dog McKeel, who was starting a show to basically complement Nevermind the Furthermore on Tuesdays and Thursdays, kind of pick up the days, mornings where I'm not doing it, because I did it every day during the start of the lockdown. Mm-hmm. Never again. Anyway, he said as he does about 10 broadcasts a week for other people. But anyway, no, he asked if he could be, say he was part of like the Rising Tide Network. And I said, well, just make it the Rising Tide Broadcasting Network. And then I think Ted was next.
Yep.
And Ted, what made you want to be a part of this extravaganza?
Well, the whole idea, Rising Tide, right? You've got you had your foundation was already set. You already built this this following of people that you do care about, and it was thank you. And yeah, my wife doesn't, but everybody else can listen to me. That's good. So, but that
get used to it.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that was it though. I mean, the whole idea of Rising Tide is it's a concept I believed in, since long before I met you, but it just seemed like it was, I think your vibe attracts your tribe. And I think it was a right time for me, and to get plugged into the network that's going to be a positive movement, and that's why I think, I know that's why I did it, to make sure that we could change other people's positionings in their business, to build them up too, because we all win when we help each other. And that was it. I knew it was a no-brainer.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, let's see. Then you brought Carl in, right? Mm-hmm. Kicking and screaming.
Yep. Baptism by fire. Yep.
Yeah. And then I
was like, a show? That sounds like work. How often do we have to do it?
Once a month.
And he says once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
I suppose.
If we can't do it any less often, it's like annually. And then I think Heather was next. I think.
Yep.
Now Heather's been instrumental in helping us like fine tune our social platform message. She has been absolutely amazing about that. But what made you want to throw in with us? I'm sorry. I did. That's my fault.
Oh,
no. I hit the wrong button. Did I mention I need to go in for new glasses? Anyway,
there we go.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, hon. But what made you? Especially after something like this, what made you want to be a part of this?
It was nice to meet like-minded people that are looking to help others get their name out, promote, not necessarily all about them, but about other people. And that's something that I really liked. And I'm new to being on camera. September was the first time I got in front of a camera. And it was a phobia. So it's way out of my comfort zone, and I pushed through it, and I'm grateful. You guys have all been very supportive of me being on camera, and it was nice to have you all saying hi. It gave me a little comfort knowing that I wasn't a complete mess on camera.
No, I have that reserved for me. So anyway, then Michaela came along. Now you had not been broadcasting up to that point, had you, Michaela?
Not really, no, because I was scared of my own face. Kind of like Heather. It was way out of my comfort zone. As many people know now, Michaela Jade is not my real name, but the persona Michaela Jade, I can kind of live through that vicariously, maybe. And Michaela Jade can do videos. Michaela Jade can be outgoing, but my other persona, there's no way. There is no way. So through my author platform, I was able to kind of get out of my comfort zone and push the envelope and get into broadcasting. Because let's face it, I'm an attention whore, and whatever works.
Well, we have no idea what attention whores are like.
No.
Anyway, but no, you brought up an excellent point, Michaela. You know, it's something I've talked about among us pretty much. And I call it, you know, me, but not me.
Yeah.
You know, the public persona that we put out. If you want to tell, how much of what people see on your shows is genuinely you, and how much do you think is an aspect that you have created just to put, you know, like Michaela said, you know, to put herself out in front of the public in this environment? You know, how much of that is not you?
It depends on the day. If I'm feeling down in the dumps kind of thing, or not even like down in the dumps, but like you need your space once in a while. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. I don't care if it's politics, religion, or otherwise. That's my other persona. Michaela Jade keeps it very neutral, even on my Facebook page, on my YouTube channel, you won't find politics, religion, a harsh opinion on anything, because Michaela Jade is my business and it's my brand. I'm not taking a stand on anything anyway. Like you do you, I'll do me, we're good. Mm-hmm. So as far as that goes, yeah, there's no way that I could bring in my real personality or my real thoughts and opinions on those touchy topics. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to something like bullying, I'm right there. I'm like, who are you bullying? You're being a bully? Oh no, you're not in my network. You're not on my page. You know, so things like that. Yes, I'm going to take a stand. Mm-hmm. But when it's trivial, no, my brand doesn't need that.
Exactly. How about the rest of you?
Maybe 50-50. I'm the opposite of Michaela, actually, because I've heard that the Carl Witzman that you see on the street is a fairly nice guy. And the Uncle Carl that you see here is not sometimes. And since I'm retired and I don't have to kiss anyone's behind, I get rather heated online, but not in the ways that you might have been thinking or talking. I just like to be that iconoclast that goes in and breaks all the idols. So when someone's having this argument that they think is brilliant, and I go in and I just poke holes all through it and leave them, you know, I've ended so many Facebook chats just by boom, here you go, kids. And they're like, oh crap. Walk away. I'll go start elsewhere. Thank you. But Carl really wouldn't do those kind of things, but Uncle Carl will. Mm-hmm. That's my persona.
That's cool.
And I don't drink quite as much as he does.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah. His liver is horrible.
Oh my God. It's about the size of a walnut. Yeah. But now Heather, you mentioned, that, you had to adjust to being in front of the camera, and I gotta say, you've come a long way. You look, no, seriously, you look so relaxed now. Mm-hmm. How much of what we see on Sunday nights is Heather, and how much is the persona, do you think?
This is me, just more toned down. I have a very sick, twisted sense of humor and a dirty mind. And I just have to remember I have to keep it somewhat appropriate for on camera. Mm-hmm. But this is who I am. I'm kind of the same way online as I am in person. I used to be very shy. I used to go to trade shows and stutter. And I had to learn to get over that and talk to strangers all the time. This is easier than getting up in front of a crowd of people on stage. I still can't do that. But this is me, and I'm pretty blunt in person as I am online. I just might be a little bit more appropriate. And I definitely don't wear makeup normally. It's only for the camera.
Same with me.
Yeah.
How about you, Ted? What about you?
I mean, probably 90% is me. I used to do a lot of public speaking because I had to. Presentations were kind of what I had to do in architecture all the time. But I mean, there's, like Michaela was saying, brand is one thing, right? And then you've got, sometimes you're not feeling the best. You know, I deal with anxiety, and that's kind of one of the platforms I share with people on my page or my YouTube channel, because it's real. I mean, it's not, it's one of these things that, I've had to deal with all the, 50 years of my life. And now it's good because I can show other people how I've handled certain things. Not always the best way, but I think that probably 90% though, there's always something. Once the fedora comes off, it's a little bit different. I'm a little bit more laid back, I think. But it's like anything. I really think I agree with what Michaela said though, because it can be different how you're feeling. Like an hour before the show, if you get a phone call or the pipes, something happens with the pipes in the house, or sorry, Carl, all that kind of stuff can happen. Right. There's all kinds of things that can affect you as a broadcaster. And I would rather be real but I think that you need to be kind to your audience, because I think that they deserve that. And I think that they give back so much more than what you do. I mean, even if you're like you did for 5 days a week for that span, Brian, when you were on there, I know that you were dragging a little bit, but I knew that the people gave you energy back, and I'm sure that goes for everybody. Even if it's on even if you get 3 views or 5 views or whatever on your station, it's, it's something. But yeah, I would say probably 90% is me. So to know me is to love me. That's it. If you don't like it, it's, sorry.
You're on your own.
Yeah, tune to another station. Yep.
Yeah, I can relate to all that, because I had one advantage coming into this when I started this about 6 years ago, was I did community theater. So I was used to hiding behind someone else.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've developed this idea of, like I said, of me, not me, who is the one who doesn't have to finish every argument. The one who doesn't have to indulge contrary opinions when they go against fact, that sort of thing. Like Carl was talking about. But but there are some mornings, like you mentioned at the like about 2 or 3 months into the pandemic last year, that it was not easy, because I was going seven days a week and appearing on other shows. So
I burning through the days. I
couldn't let people know how much it was like drawing me into an early grave, because that's, back when I worked in PBS, that is good. What would they call good television? Like if I were to pass out on the air or something. But we're trying to spare the audience that.
Got to get those ratings.
Just be sure to say, I wish I could have done more.
Right.
This one's for you. Now I know how my outro is going to go when I finally do give this up. Let's talk to our audience now, if we could. The first one in the door is Carly. Carly finds a seat close enough to throw her popcorn. That's okay. I haven't had dessert yet. And Teresa Dunn, good morning to you. Or no, it's evening. I am totally burned out again, I guess. Anyway, they're saying hello to each other. And where is Carl? We've got him. Don't worry. We'll make sure he behaves.
Maybe.
I slay myself. And Carly goes, who do you think I'm going to throw my popcorn at? And Teresa Dunn is encouraging her. We're all about encouragement on the Rising Tide Broadcasting Public. And who is on tonight?
Ta-da!
Hey, it's us. And Carlene is passing the ammunition. Oh, dear God. I'm glad Carl's sitting in front. And Cindy Cap can only stick around tonight. You have a class in half an hour, but I'll be back if y'all are still going and the class ends. In the meantime, front-loading the jokes. Okay, there we go. This shows she likes you. And Cindy Cap, CKOEPP.com. Please sign up for that great monthly newsletter. And Cindy Cap says, I hear that it's easier to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods, but it's harder to detergents.
Oh, wow. Oh, man.
And here I was going to say something nice about Cindy too.
Man, we were just talking about stretching and making people uncomfortable. That was awesome. That was so awesome.
Great.
Like, wow.
I love that.
That was good, Cindy.
Oh, and there's more. Cindy kept asking, why was the tide high? Too much seaweed.
I get that. Okay.
Yeah. Carl, you'll get this
It's like
one
a
day.
joke grenade. You pull the pin, throw it. Oh, I get it. There you go. All right, Carl.
You'll get one day, you'll just laugh. Anyway, the tide will come in. It did sure enough.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my God.
And there's more. And why did the chicken cross the sea? To get to the other tide. And here's somebody we love so much. We adore this person. Comics and More New Jersey. Mwah, glad to see you here. Gotta get started working with her. Anyway, and getting in some licks before ducking out, huh? Yeah, she better. She better duck out. But now there's more. There was a lighthouse owner that noticed the tide was coming in way too high and might wash away his home. So he called 911. It was an emerging sea. And she needs the jokes today. She's sharing before she has to head out. And hey, does anyone else want to throw popcorn at Carl?
Yes.
Hey, I just bought that popcorn. Don't wait.
It's not a popcorn square. It's wrapped around a brick. But anyway, Cindy Cap asks, what do you get when you stack a camera on top of 3 Tide Pods? A tripod. And for me, that'd be dinner. Tide Pods are delicious. Anyway, Cindy Cap asks, what do you call a Tide Pod that prevents war? A nuclear detergent. Oh, when an eel bites your thigh at the beach at low tide, that's amore.
Oh, my God.
I give that one a 6.
We need someone who could sing on that one. It wouldn't have been me. And from the Decibel Small Press publisher, Jody McPhee, glad you're here, sir. Another one of my stunt doubles. Y'all got her starting early. Hi, y'all. Hi to you, Joe. Check out Joe D. McPhee Saturday nights at 10 p.m. And what kind of detergent does a mermaid use? Tide. And Carly says, hugs for Cindy. Yes, Cindy needs a hug right now. And they're saying hello or surf. Yeah. And anyway, and Dan Hollifield, what do you call a science fiction and fantasy author who also writes music? Distracted.
Yep.
There you go.
Dear God, we're getting on both sides. And City Cap 2 ants, Jack and Rose, are sitting on a leaf on water. Suddenly a small tide comes and upturns the leaf. Only the girl ant sinks because the other is a boy ant. God. I think we're losing Ted.
I'm gonna order a scotch here. All right.
Well, I think you better make it 4 more.
He's lighting up in the
shoot.
house there. Oh my God.
And now Ryan has shared it, and Ryan is my third stunt double. I'm glad to see you here, Ryan. Hope you're having a great night. And due to turning into laundry detergent, Cindy Cap was unable to go to work today. What can she say? Her hands were tied.
That's good. That's okay. Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's right. I've been liking this.
I gotta say they are pretty good. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, I just do 2 hours. And by the way, Cindy Kemp will be on the show in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So
we all need to show her support.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Ready. I already got the jokes ready. Yep.
And also, Ted will be our guest next week because he has a comic book that we will allow him to talk about later.
Excellent.
And happy Star Wars Day to you. But may the Force be with you. Anyway,
Ryan.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Cindy Kemp asks, what's the score between the ocean and the beach? Tied. And here we go. Now, Ryan, now let me get Cindy's last joke here. What is the difference between land and sea? Land is dirty, but sea is tidy. Now, Ryan would like to know, he always asks this of our guests, and because he's trying to expand his geek parameters.
Yeah.
What are your favorite movies and or TV series? Now I've answered mine. Of course, my answer changes every 10 minutes. So
Like how many? Like how many favorite
Yeah.
movies? Like is it
Yeah.
5, 2, 3?
I'll
Yeah.
make it two or three. How about? So who wants to tackle this one first?
I've got them written down because I knew someone would ask this question at some
Carl's
interview in the future, and I said I'm going to have my answers ready.
Yeah.
Wow.
TV series: Doctor Who,
Okay.
Star Trek, of course, Benny Hill, Faulty Towers, Monty Python.
Those are good.
Okay,
Good choices. Good choices.
thank you.
Definitely.
Films, I'm going to have to go with Breakfast Club,
Good.
Yeah.
Star Wars, which is appropriate today,
Mhm.
The 39 Steps, which is
Oh.
a Hitchcock film. Okay,
Nice.
thank you. The Life and Death of Peter Sellers. Jeffrey Rush starred in that. He played
I remember
almost
that.
all the parts. He
Mhm.
was trying to be like Peter Sellers. And I'm going to throw the whole Thin Man series in there
Wow.
as one.
Yes. Yes. Those were great.
Those good, Ryan?
Good.
Yeah, good choices. Who else wants to take the next shift? What are your favorite TV shows and or films? Who's next?
Heather, lady.
Heather?
I can go next. Yeah.
No.
Movies, Goodfellas,
Mhm.
The Last Unicorn,
Mhm.
Flipper and the Rose, and The Princess Bride.
Cool.
Nice.
And TV would probably be Supernatural. And Supernatural is probably one of my top ones. I love Sons of Anarchy too.
Mhm.
That's about it. I like a lot of things, but those are definitely the ones I'd rewatch.
Cool. Those are good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Good choices. Michaela, how about you?
For TV series, the one I've been stuck on recently is called Merlin. I think it was on
Yeah.
WTBP for a
That's-
while,
yep.
but now it's on Netflix.
It's
So
pretty
I've
good.
gotten,
Pretty good.
we just got Netflix, so I'm exploring.
Mhm.
But Merlin was the last one that I liked. It's a little corny, but I still like it. Movies, anything like Braveheart or Robin Hood, almost any of the Robin Hoods. So anything older history.
Cool.
I would have guessed that reading some of your books.
Yeah.
No way. No.
I bet you liked Excalibur too.
Mm.
Did you see Excalibur?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Aragon,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Ted,
Cool.
what about you?
Movies. Well, since this week we lost Olympia Dukakis, I want to say Moonstruck was one of my favorite movies with her in it. Star Wars, any of the Star Wars, but mainly Rogue One out of the Star Wars series, I think is my favorite. Let's see, Raising Arizona. I say it all the time. Raising Arizona is still one of my favorite comedies from 1980s with Nicolas Cage. He was also in Moonstruck as well. Waking Ned Devine is, I think, one of the funniest movies I've ever seen, and it was about 20 years old now. If you guys can check that out, it's called Waking Ned Devine. It's about an Irish town that wins the lottery, and how they hide. The guy that wins the lottery ends up dying, and so they pretend that this other guy is Ned Devine, and the whole town is in on it, and it's brilliant. It's just so funny. Birdcage. I think Birdcage is one of the funniest movies that Robin Williams did. Hysterical movie. TV shows. One thing I do like, and I know it's corny. Michaela was saying that some of them are kind of corny. Magnum PI. We've been watching the old stuff. Chris has got this huge crush on Tom Selleck still from her childhood, I guess. And I'm not wearing the short shorts though. Sorry, she tried, but not
He's
gonna
not
work.
wearing any,
No,
folks.
I'll get the Ferrari, but not the no. And I'll grow the mustache. But yeah. So I mean, Magnum, as far as the older shows like that, I always liked watching those. We don't really watch too much TV except for like Netflix like that now. So I mean, like NCIS, that kind of the older stuff though, nothing the newer stuff. So I'm kind of lame when it comes to TV series, but as far as movies go, absolutely. Those were It was really too bad about Olympia Dukakis this week.
Yeah.
She was awesome. She was such a good actress. But anyway.
Yeah, and see, I'll change mine up. I changed mine. Of course, Doctor Who. Period.
Yeah.
Classic Star Trek. Because I grew up in that. And I love that. As
Deep
far as
Space Nine.
Actually,
that's a good one too. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that show. It's very political in a lot of ways.
Very
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Actually, I enjoyed all the Star Trek franchise shows.
Yep.
Like during the 90s and the aughts. Although I don't keep up with the current one, the ones I should say, and also the Adventures of Superman, because I grew up on George Reeves, and of course I'm a Superman fan. Another one is the New Avengers. It was a sequel to the Steed and Peel series in the from the 60s. This was just a little bit more out. While it still followed the continuity of the old show, it still was a little bit more out there as far as their plot lines and everything. And this was the introduction of Joanna Lumley from Absolutely Fabulous. And she's incredible in that show. It really is. She really is. Movies, The Rocketeer, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, Superman the movie, love Casablanca.
Yeah.
And hearing The Thin Man made me a happy boy. And what I had another one, and of course The Princess Bride. It's like everyone has to love that movie. But those are mine, Ryan. I hope we helped again.
One of these times we should do a show or something where it's kind of like a Secret Santa. You'll pick somebody's name that's going to be there, and pick a show you think that they would like. Maybe you might have to pick a couple in case they've never seen it.
Sure.
And try to think of some obscure show that that they might like. And because that's what we're doing with Ryan here. We're picking him up with shows to watch.
Yeah. Well, it's like the first time I met Ryan, I was on somebody else's show, and he was asking this sort of thing. And between me and Jerome Connor, we pretty much filled up his summer last year as far as things to watch. Like the entire Star Trek movies.
I'm glad we like Ryan, because boy, we could really make it bad on him. Oh yeah, hey, you gotta see. You gotta watch Zombie Lake. Yeah, Zombie Lake's a great movie.
That was so good. Yeah.
Wrestling women versus the Aztec mummy. Forget your Battleship Potemkin. Forget your Citizen Kane's. That stuff.
Killer clowns from space.
Yeah. That's so not
classic.
Yes, if it's from Troma Films, it's good. Anyway, John Celestri, good to have you here, my friend. Accomplishments today: cleaned underneath my refrigerator. Wait. You got more done than I did, John. Well done. And good to see you here. And favorite Star Wars memory? This is a good question.
Oh, wow. I don't know if I should tell mine.
Oh, this involve a drive-in or what?
I nearly caused a riot in a movie theater.
Was the Force with you?
Yeah, the Force was with me, strong. The part where... okay. It's in I think the second one where Luke is sitting on the log and Obi-Wan's spirit comes to speak to him. Okay. The speakers in the theater go out. Okay. So we're watching it silently. We can't hear what's going on. This is an important part, and we knew it was an important part. Sound comes back on, and they just start the film from where it was going. They did not run the film back. And so I stood up and said, run it back. I did it like, they used to do the 60s. I had the whole crowd in the theater yelling, run it back, run it back. They ran it back, boy.
Paid to see
that was show. My favorite Star Wars memory.
It's cool. Like a whole $2 or something, man. That's
like in those days,
Yeah.
We had to work an hour to get $2, man.
Holy cow. Wow.
I think standing in the line when I was 6 years old, I remember the line was so long.
6?
Yeah, I was 6. That was 1977 when the first one came out. I remember it. My brothers were with me, and we all stood outside at the Mai Kai Theater in Livonia, Michigan. And it was awesome. It was unbelievable. I'll never ever forget going into the theater.
Making
was the
me feel
largest
old,
theater.
Ted.
Well, I'm just saying it was pretty incredible. That was
That
pretty
ain't
incredible.
nothing.
Anyway,
Oh, I remember mine. I saw Star Wars like the first or second day it was out in Champaign, Carl, the Virginia.
Oh yeah.
Carl will know.
Mhm.
Nobody else in the world will know, but sorry. Anyway, but no, I remember
Donna will.
I walked right up to the box office, went right in could sat anywhere I wanted.
Wow.
Then I went out east for a while, and when I came back, they were still playing Star Wars after all that time. So my 11-year-old cousin wanted to go, so I said, "Yeah, let's go see it." And the line by that point literally ran around a city block and met itself like an Ouroboros.
Yep.
And that I think that's probably my big memory of Star Wars. Ladies, Ted, do you have one? Or no is a valid answer, by the way.
Michaela, if you say I was conceived during Star Wars, I'm
No. No, it's worse than that.
Oh,
Star Wars came out in
Worse than
77, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
77. Yeah.
I wasn't born till 81.
Ooh.
But it's okay. I made up for it.
Where's my candy?
I can mimic.
Where's my walker? I got to get the
Yeah.
change the tennis balls on the bottom of it.
I mean,
I can mimic the voice of Yoda.
Oh, please.
Oh, you got to do it.
by all means, please.
Record this. All right.
I will never get any Nookie
It's
again ever.
it's your persona. It's not you. Go ahead.
No pressure.
I gotta think of something to say now.
May the force be with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He wouldn't say it that way.
Oh, okay.
He says it backwards.
There is no. There is do or do not.
Yeah, there is no try.
Yeah. There's no try. It's
There is no try.
it's something.
I hope it comes over the mic the right way. No try, only do.
That's great.
Very good.
That was good.
That's awesome.
Carl, this is the part.
I had a whole thing, like when we were kids, I recorded, remember you had to have an answering machine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I made the message on the answering machine.
That's great.
Unable to come to the phone we are. Leave a message you will.
Oh my God. Oh my
My
God.
husband told me one time, we're sitting around the campfire and my son is a huge Star Wars fan. And we're sitting around talking about it and I was like, that ain't nothing. I could do Yoda's voice. And my son was like, are you serious? So we're sitting around the campfire and I did it. And my husband says, if you ever do that again, we will never have any more children. I'm like, oh, I should probably not do that again. My brother thought it was funny when we were kids.
That's great.
I think it's awesome. I think it's beguiling.
Yeah, I was going to say you made a lot of men excited. So, so there you go.
That's
you
cool.
You can do like dirty messages now in Yoda's voice.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
You're wondering what you are.
Yoda porn. That's all you need. Yoda porn.
Yoda
Oh
porn.
my
I didn't
God.
say that.
Lord.
I did not say that. I did not say that.
I'm
Send
trying
all
to
your
get
cards and
my
letters
channel.
to Ted and Ted Davies Artistry.
Hey, I know someplace on Friday where that could happen.
Oh, Lord. Yes, probably.
Yeah,
Okay.
no doubt. Then you can blame it on the drinking.
Yeah.
I could. Yeah, that'd be great.
I say another YouTube channel and nothing but that. You'll do amazing.
Yeah. Sky's the limit. Yeah. That's cool.
Perhaps Patreon. I could
Uh-huh.
There
bring
we
in the
go.
money.
There you go. It only needs to be 10 to 30-second clips. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could so
Get
do that.
get Lisa
Brilliant.
Malone on this.
Brilliant.
Quick.
Yes, get Lisa on this. Where's Lisa?
Lisa Malone. Yeah.
Lisa,
yeah.
you're being
I think
paid.
she's on another call. Actually, I think she's on another show right now.
I think
so-
she is. Yeah.
I think
She
she
really
is.
is. She's busy.
Yeah.
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 No, I can see it now. Like the $5 level is like, hello, how are you? And then like $10 level is, you are looking hot today. And then $25 level is the one, kind of like, two Jedi, one cup sort of thing.
Oh
You know what
my
I'm saying?
god! Oh my god!
Absolutely.
You didn't go there. Oh, you didn't go there, man.
I know. It's
Wow.
Nobody had to, but I did it
Wow.
anyway.
I can just see poor Karen Nicole saying, stop them now.
I
I think I lost my number one rating. I'm losing my rating here.
That's right. No, Kara's probably writing this down, going, okay,
Yeah,
that's
this is-
$50 level, and
This is cheddar, man.
Yeah.
Money. Print that money off.
we're gonna follow Brian around more for more bad
Great.
ideas. And I know this is from earlier, but thank you, Carly, and hello. Well, good evening to Darth Fez and all of the Jedi Morians. Good
Yeah,
to see you,
yeah.
Bill Sartin. And good evening to Rick Bradley. Glad to have you here. And okay, now here we go. A legit question now. Only 48 minutes into the show. Here we go. Okay. And of course it is from our delightful chief interrogator, Cindy Kep. Okay. Now, how did you come up with your cool topics? Now, what made you do the kind of shows that you're doing? I think is a good way to turn that. So
Mine was I wanted the human side of the creator. Everybody was showing Kickstarters, and that's great, and what they were selling, but nobody was talking about how people grew up and or how people this the human side of it. And I think it's really interesting, to find out where people, where their first job or where they grew up, or silly things that happen to them throughout their life. That's more interesting to me, because then that way I can enjoy their stories more. Sometimes it means more to me, but it seems to be working. But I mean, that's why what I do. But
now, what made you want to do? Well, you mentioned earlier that you had a fondness for timepieces.
Yeah.
And what made you want to go into your Drinking with the Davies show, though?
well, I wanted to make sure I knew Christine. She's got just a great presence, and then when she just got in front of the camera, she'd do great. And I think that it was, and I wanted to spend more time with her. So I figured, why don't we do this? It's a lot of fun. We'll be able to write off alcohol. It'll be great. She's like, yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I said, cool. You're going to be on camera. Okay. And then the history side of it is really her, and that I just want to see her blossom, because that's just such a cool thing to watch, getting people, like all you were saying, getting out of your shell a little bit. I'm just the mere cameraman now, on Friday nights. So it's like,
Ted, get a spoon.
yeah, right. Get the ice. I forgot to get the ice,
That's right. Yeah.
but that's fine. Whatever. I mean, that's it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, though. That's
Yeah,
good.
it's good.
You've
I'll
done
take
a
it.
great
No
job
problem.
bringing her out.
yeah, that's cool. And she enjoys it. So that's cool.
And it shows on the screen, and I think it's essential for broadcast.
And it's surprising for me too, because she doesn't show the history, nothing. She doesn't let me know anything. So it's like my reactions are legit. I had some of the stuff she comes up, I'm like, no way, that's not what happened. No, she said, no, I'm serious. I got, she's got it written down. And Carl had a really good idea about using her notebook, all of the notes that she has on it that's a brilliant idea. So I don't know. Anyway, I digress.
We need to print that up in a handwriting font or whatever, make it look like she wrote it.
There you go.
Print
Yeah.
that up and sell that, baby.
Yep.
I'm working on it.
Carl's an idea. Yeah, he's an idea generator here.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Anyway,
Not good ideas, but just ideas.
right.
This is why that's why a lot of writers say don't use adjectives anymore, and you have to, Carl. But anyway, but no, and you two have a great rapport also on your monthly cigar show. too.
Yeah, it's a persona. It's a persona. She doesn't
Yeah,
really
we
like
really-
me.
We really
She
fight
puts on a
it.
good show, but yeah, she doesn't like me. That's right.
Oh, I understand that. Anyway, but Heather, how about you? Like you mentioned that you were starting a show, to step out of your comfort zone, and you could have done like any number of different type of formats, but you went for one where you're actively promoting other creative people. What was your decision behind that?
It kind of evolved that way. My first live was just an introduction to who I was, because I was always behind the scenes with Comics in More New Jersey. Nobody knew who I was unless they had met me at a show. So it went from that to, I realized there were so many politics and what was allowed in some groups and not allowed in others, to creating the Comics and More Chaos group. So literally it's chaos of all different creative types promoting their stuff, pushing their stuff. And that's where it just kind of evolved to Comics, Chaos, and Sass. It's needed. I think there's a lot more indies out there that need to get exposure and have a place to do so. And we're all on a budget. And I came from an online publication, just a different industry. So it just fits.
Yeah, well, very good.
That's
and
brilliant.
You run a great show. You really do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. And Michaela, now you have your show where you share, your creative journey with people, and you give advice helping people level up. What made you decide to do that as opposed to simply, like you've had a couple episodes where you just read, I shouldn't say just, but you read parts of your books and things like that.
Right.
What made you segue into basically being rising tide and helping other people?
I've always been one that I don't know if it's something that was said in my family as I was growing up or what, but I've always known it takes a village to raise a kid. It also is a village that I live, that's how we live. That's a lifestyle. Like, I don't just, part of my other persona is I hunt for some of our food. I don't just provide food for our family. I provide it for my in-laws, my outlaws, my friends, anybody that says, hey, I'm really struggling this month. I'm like, well, I got some meat. Do you need some meat? I've got meat in the freezer, or I've got green beans that we canned from the garden. Do you need some? It's all part of how I grew up. It wasn't one family providing for themselves. It was grandma helping out mom and dad, or it was mom and dad helping out their mom and dad. So it's always been that way. And then when I was in high school, I always had this group of friends that I kind of seemed to be the one that they would all come to for advice on what should I do about this, or what should I do about that, or, hey, this test is coming up and I need to study. Can you help me? So I don't know if it's the persona I've always had or what, but I've always liked helping. Maybe it's because I'm a fixer. I guess I like to fix it. I like to see a problem, work on it, figure out how to fix it. And if I can't fix it, I'm going to figure out who can. I don't know. It's just something I've always done.
I like it. And John Scarborough of Stupid O'Clock. Glad to see you, sir. Stupid O'Clock will be tomorrow night, Thursday night at 9 p.m. and 11 p.m. on Saturdays. Check it out. Good to have you here. And the host of that show, Joe Dog McKeel, you started around the first of the year. That could be. I will say that during the course of the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic, time has lost all meaning for me.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So,
and I think Joe was supposed to be here tonight, but the pandemic of pollen has gotten him now.
That's a shame.
And he can't even. He said he couldn't even talk. I think
that's a shame.
Well, Joe Dog, you are missed, brother. You are missed. Please take care of yourself. I had part of my time off last week. I was glad to have it because I got a sinus attack last week from the pollen around here. So I tell people it looked like an old episode of Classic Trek with Jill Ireland, where all the flowers come up and shoot the crap in your face. That's just how I felt. So
I was out mowing earlier in the week, and I had my mask on to keep the pollen out. And there were people driving by, and I'm thinking they're probably thinking, that idiot, he's wearing his mask while he's mowing. He's not going to catch COVID. Well, I'm worried more about the pollen.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
I've had my shot. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. It's like last week. If you watched the show last week with Runmelian, you'll notice that I mute my microphone a lot, and I'm sitting here looking very thoughtful because I'm mad here going. So,
that's great.
Behind the curtain here. So Bill Sarden is watching the show on the 40-inch Vizio boob tube tonight from Alderaan. Watch quickly. Skunk Rocker, good to see you. I can't tell if Joe Dog wasn't invited or just didn't show up. He just didn't show up. So yeah. The Joe Dog experience, not the real thing, but an uncanny simulation. But anyway, thank you for that. The note, Joe Dog. I have no sense of time anymore. Cindy Cap asks, are you generally extroverts or ambiverts? If not, how do you overcome the difficulty with the out loud words that have introverts? So I think we've all kind of like mutually decided that we all put on a certain amount of persona. But are you an introverted extrovert? How do you see yourself?
I see myself as an introvert, and there have been times I've stayed home all week and haven't even gone out.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with that. And I've got my internet friends, so I don't need those real people. Whatever.
Until the real people show up on your door, or your internet friends show up on your door.
Right. We
but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish. I'll wait.
Oh, okay. But being a counselor in my past life, I had to, talk to people and get that going. And so that has helped me to push it online. And then this persona that I took on, like you said, is a very extroverted. Let me tell you something. You kids get off my lawn. And so, that persona allows me to get out there and say things that probably shouldn't be said.
Okay. I've noticed that through COVID, I've been more of a homebody, almost to the point of being dangerously in the house all the time. You know what I mean? It's like kids can't come up. I mean, it's been very something I've really had to deal with. So the broadcasting's helped, in that regard, because it keeps me busy. Plus everything else we're doing with books and stuff. But I think that, it's a mindset. I know with me, having we're having our next shot here on Thursday, not Friday night. We're doing a couple shots Friday night, but Thursday night, I'm getting my second COVID shot. So I think this psychologically, though, after that, I'll be a little bit more. I still go to the stores and that, but I don't go like, Christine's gone and we'll order stuff from whatever Walmart and then go pick it up. We're kind of, but we've had such huge outbreaks here. So it's been kind of, I don't know, it's been scary in a lot of respects, but so that's just me. And I know that I'm not the only person that's been dealing with that. But I also know that I need to get back into it. I need to get back into seeing the neighbors and everybody, and that's something that's it's good, because I'm glad I've actually gone through that, because now I can talk about it, because I know other people are even have it worse than I do, and they just can't function at all. So yeah, that's something that I need to work on. I totally need to work on. But,
maybe when we all go out there, again, we can say, here, hold this webcam in front of your face and I'll talk to you.
Yeah. Right. So anyway.
Why do I have this vision of like Ted and Carl doing their show? They're sitting back to back to each other, but
watch each other on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
And then we'll put a 2-shot in there. Yeah, that works.
You can do it with StreamYard. Anyway,
yeah.
So, ladies, how about you? Are you introverted, extroverted? What combination of the two?
I used to think I was introvert because I like solitude. I like
it gets addictive.
and like and the community I live in is very small. Where I come from is the backwoods of Illinois. I'll tell anybody. I grew up learning how to run a trap line. I grew up learning how to harvest my own food. And, so for me, getting out is getting out in the fields. I'm not going into a crowd. I'm not going to a bar. I'm not going to a restaurant. So to me, that's always been like, well, I'm introverted because I'm not around people. But my husband brought it to my attention that when I'm around people, I'm an attention whore. I want it. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's an extrovert who needs downtime. Probably. That's probably what that is. But I like both.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Heather, how about you?
Yeah, I was going to say Carl's the psychiatrist. Go ahead, man. Just
kidding. I was going to say, Carl, why am I running?
I'm already taking notes.
I'll take it a little later.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there'll be a bill.
I was always an introvert. I never liked the spotlight. I really never liked the spotlight. And things changed as I got older. I found I like to be around people when I can control the people that I'm around, as opposed to being forced around people I didn't want to be around.
Sure.
Made a big difference. And as I got older, I'm a little bit more both though. I so miss going out in the crowd. I miss going dancing. I miss people watching. I miss social and get-togethers and dinner parties.
Yeah.
But I also crave my downtime in my PJs and just watch a movie, or I mean, I never just watch a movie and work quietly alone. But I've worked from home since my son was born for the most part, besides trade shows. And I do crave that quiet time.
Yeah. I think from many creatives I know personally, and I'm always talking about my own anecdotal stuff, but I think a lot of us are introverts, and maybe we have become creative because we look into ourselves for our own company, our own entertainment. I know I'm that way because like I grew up in the country, not too much unlike Michaela. I didn't really have a whole lot of people to play with until I was in school, which happened to be when I was 6. So my so-called formative years, I learned to enjoy my own company. So I think that's true of a lot of creative people. Now, Terry McIver says, Ewoks rule, the Empire drools. Good evening, Paul. Good evening to you, Terry. Glad to have you here. And oh, yeah, he's here. Yes, he was here. And Keisha Acuff, hello, beautiful people.
Hey,
wow, Keisha, how you doing, darling? And from the desk of a small press publisher, cool, it's Brian's version of Schoolhouse Rock, focusing on broadcasting. We just don't have quite the great songs, but we're working on them. Now, Cindy Kemp has a good question. I can't really answer this because of never mind the furthermore. Do you come up with topics as you need them, or do you have a stockpile that you work your way through?
Yes.
Okay, exactly.
I depends on what day it is. Sometimes I'm scrambling to find a topic. I'm like, oh crap, it's Thursday, Friday is tomorrow. I got to have a topic. Other times I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to do on Friday.
Yep.
Ted's the same way. He has all these watches.
Yeah.
And he's got to give a show to each watch.
Yeah. And it's down. I'm running out of watches. So
oh no.
I have to. Yeah. And after, I don't know if I shouldn't say that. I've got things planned out, other things to do, but yeah, that's just one of them. But like the cigar show and that, we've gone back and forth on what we're going to do. What do you think? And like a week before, we're like, hey, okay, what do you think? And you're like, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Okay. So then we go with that. Or TED Talk's a little bit different. I try to like right now I'm booked out till July, but I've got, it's because it's mainly a lot of it. I'm looking at the calendar. Mainly a lot of it is authors and artists that I've got on there, or somebody that I really want to get on the show to talk about how, their upbringing or whatever. And but that's kind of cool when you are able to, and I'm sure Brian understands this too. When you book out that far, you've got time to figure out what questions you want to ask them, because there's. Now, some of the stuff, though, it's scripted, but some of it's not. I'll end up going like totally down a rabbit hole. Not, even though I've got guidelines, on what I want to do. They're more suggestions than they are guidelines. But I try, But yeah, I think just trying to push that out as far as you can, up 2 months, it helps so much. But like Michaela said, sometimes you just throw caution to the wind, flip a coin, and run with it. Sometimes those are the best ones,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and now Heather, her show is, kind of like Nevermind the Furthermore, in that it relies a lot on audience input.
Yeah.
But do you ever go to a show where you have some ideas, like what you want?
Yeah, there are times that I throw out questions, and it's normally on the fly. It's something that came up throughout the week, whether it was somebody asking questions about different platforms, or how do you find, how do you do a Kickstarter, to how do you find an artist, or how do you, how to, a question will come up, and I put it out there, and I have some input from when I go on, but it's always hit or miss. Sometimes I have topics, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's about basic tips and tricks for social media. Whatever I think of, like if I see a platform change or something different with the algorithm, I kind of want to throw it out there so everybody can fix their own social media and go with it, as opposed to, watch their numbers drop and not know why.
Mhm.
So it's hit or
And
miss.
you are awesome with that. I gotta say,
Mhm.
you were,
Yeah.
and,
Thank you.
man. I mean,
You're
I don't want everybody, stealing our secret here, but yeah, you're awesome.
I spend too much time on social
You're
media.
awesome
is
when
the
it comes to
secret.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, well, you're our
Well,
secret weapon.
right. Yeah. So
It's
just
one
ignore,
thing, Heather. Oh, sorry, Ted.
ignore Heather. Don't. Nobody. You can watch her, but don't ask her any questions.
Yeah,
Right. And that's what I was going to say. It's one thing to watch social media and scroll
Mhm.
through social media and be social on social media.
Mm.
It's another to figure out the algorithms and figure out all the different little tips and things and tricks that you can do
Mhm.
to up your feed and up your game and figure out all these little nuances that you never would have thought of as just a regular person scrolling through it.
that's very true, and I find it myself. I find it really, really helpful to be able to bounce ideas off of you guys.
Mhm.
If I think I've discovered something, and I personally, I tend to not share unless I've tested it first. So, but it's always good to, get some other people, to think about the same thing, what they can do to grow their own network. And personally, my network has grown exponentially since doing this
Mhm.
because of little tricks that we have all learned,
Mhm.
from certain people, who's a lot smarter than any of us put together. But anyway, but no, and like last I checked earlier today, I'm within 6 people of hitting 500.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Close.
Very good.
Thank you,
Almost
thank you,
there.
and thank you to everyone who has signed up. And remember, all of us have our own Facebook pages, so please like the video if you're watching us on Facebook, whether you're watching us live or on the rerun. Like the video, also like the page you're watching it on. To
Mhm.
thank your host
Mhm.
for having us there. So
And subscribe, or 6 people on the street are going to get shanghaied tonight.
that's true. It is true. And boy, and yeah, Joe D.
Yeah.
McPhee just got it. Anyway,
Joke grenade. Yep.
I know, Joe. We love
Hold the
Joe.
pen.
Joe, you're
Yeah.
awesome. And Cindy
he
Camp
is,
asks,
he is.
which is your inner
Oh,
Muppet?
man.
Oh man.
God.
Okay.
Oscar the
Either.
Grouch. Oscar the Grouch.
Well, I was going to
Period.
say that. Okay, I can't take
No,
that.
go
out.
ahead. Go ahead. You
Well,
can be Oscar.
it could be Oscar or either the Professor Honeydew,
Oh yes.
because he's always explaining everything, or
I can totally see that, bro. I totally see that, man.
Come with me, Beaker. No, of course, I used to do
Poor
Beaker.
Beaker.
Oh my god. Beaker. Yeah.
That's the one I identify with.
Mine's probably Animal, just because he's nuts.
Yeah. Good one. I like Snuffleupagus. That's my
So you're big and hairy. Okay, got
yeah,
it.
that's it. It's kind of
I
like
don't-
it's kind of
With
like
some O.
Eeyore with Eeyore. He's kind of Eeyore-ish, and it's kind of like that. So that's kind of me.
Heather, are you going to commit to a Muppet?
I'm thinking that the 2 guys that are always watching the show and making comments.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably
Statler
me.
Those guys are
Waldorf.
brilliant. Those guys
Yeah.
are brilliant.
The
Yeah.
sass, the attitude, that would probably be me.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd pay to watch that. And Joe Dog McKeel, I'm going to have to say this carefully. He is being attacked by tree sex. He can't
Yes.
talk.
Yes.
Yeah, poor guy. Been
Wow.
2 trees, 1 cup. Anyway, Cindy
Wow.
Kemp has a question.
Wow.
Is your on-air personality the same as your off-air personality, or do you have a persona? I think we went through that earlier.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But the nice thing is, somebody like Cindy has met me personally. So fortunately, there's not much difference between me on the air and me in person, except
Cuss words.
cuss words. Yeah, that's probably it. Yeah, because
And the bow tie. He doesn't always wear the bow tie.
no, that's true.
The
Or
fez,
the
though.
I do have a
Fez,
fez
You
on
do
me.
wear it a lot. Yeah.
I do. Yeah, because we actually Carl and I have met, and so Michaela and I, we had MichaelaCon last year. Talk about
That was so much fun.
that was. Oh my gosh, yes. We pandemic or no, we're still going to have those. You know what I'm saying?
The
And
29th.
there we go. That's right. The 29th. Oh, and I see I have someone here. I'm sorry
Yes.
if I've been ignoring you. the one, the only,
Oh,
Mr.
hi.
Nicholas Tucker.
I was-
Hey!
I've spent the last. I commented and realized, wait, I have a link, so I've been just watching through StreamYard. That's okay. I'm easy to ignore. I'm a, this quiet, meek, tan-colored
quiet.
creature,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I was plugging the launch of something I was working on for a year, so I kind of had to do that first.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I hope I didn't get you waiting long.
I'm I'm halfway through the bottle of the magic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're doing.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna be bopping and commenting at 3 a.m. Like,
All
let's
I got
talk about
water.
life.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta
Well, you
lean
won't
my
be
chair
needing me
back.
anymore. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Dad Hallfield's like, yes, Nick, caffeinate, so we can talk till 3 a.m. But guys, I'm glad you're talking about broadcasting because it's so important to keep a somber, mellow, professional appearance.
What have you done with the real Nick Tucker?
No, this is great.
In the words of Colonel Potter, horse hockey.
I used to have a whole thing on my wall that was Potterisms. It was like the first half. It was a three things of the best. Yeah. So how not to swear creatively.
Yeah. Or my favorite Potterism is I've been smoking cigars for 50 years and I haven't become addicted yet.
Yeah.
Good one.
I agree with
Ted's
that.
right.
I don't have a problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem drinking. It goes down perfectly
Oh, yeah.
fine, right?
Yeah, it's getting easier for me now. But Nick
Right.
Tucker, since you're here, and I apologize again for making you
you're fine.
there. But anyway, introduce yourself. Tell everyone what you do around here and why you're so awesome.
Hi guys, I'm Nick Tucker. I'm a freelance author, artist, sword master on the Historical Fencing Guild. That you can look at that on YouTube, or just jump to Patreon and get behind the scenes goodies, which Ryan got to see if he paid attention.
Yes.
Or I'm also a game designer, and this is my private draft of the Hybrids RPG, which launched an hour and 14
Awesome.
minutes ago.
Congratulations.
Guys, I am riding high on this because it's like I hear people,
Good.
well, we're not sure how it's going to perform. I'm like, dude, I wrote this game. I know how good this. That's what you got. You got to face the universe with some humility here. No, this is awesome, and everybody needs to buy it. So yeah, I'm just like, guys, this is great, and we need this. We need like that positive energy. We need the bright and the goofiness
Absolutely.
right now because I've seen enough dark. Like 2020, I am like that post World War II. Let's watch crazy zany comedies and Doris Day crud. I have no grim dark room for me right now. No. Like, let's just existential can just move over here, and I'm gonna Dick Van Dyke for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like that should be a verb.
Oh,
What's in that cup, man?
I grew up wanting to be burnt from
That's
Mary Poppins.
is that
and I'm
caffeine?
this close.
Is that just caffeine? Because I'm gonna try to
No,
make one.
this is normal.
It's a straight shot.
Okay.
he
Oh,
put
this?
some in the
I'll
gas
show you
tank
what
of
it
his
is. Nobody
riding
believes
mower,
me.
and the next thing you know, he's 2 counties away.
It's this stuff right here.
That's good stuff.
What is it?
That's what it is. Now
Yep.
I may mix it a little stronger because this is supposed
That's cool.
to be
No,
46,
hey, do it, man. That's cool.
46 doses, and I like rocket at about I get 3 or 4 out of a bottle. So anyway, no, see, I don't drink. My family has an allergy to alcohol. We break out in handcuffs. And
Cheers.
I don't ever want to say hi, my name is when I'm not selling stuff.
Got it.
You know what I mean? So
Oh God.
Yeah, that's how I got the nickname Officer. That's the man. So
Yeah.
no. Anyway,
no, the
so
horrible thing is I'm sober and remember most of what I've done. I can't
it's
say,
great.
yeah, I was drunk at the time. No, it just really seemed like a good idea at the time, and I don't know where the clothes went. I can't be held accountable. Statute of limitations, dang it.
That's my line. Quit
I was
stealing
gonna
my
say,
line.
I think we've all used that line once or twice in our lives, but yeah, that's good. Good.
I think tonight the line is I am being
Attacked by
a tree
tree
sex.
sex.
Yeah, that's
That's gonna haunt me for months. I can see it.
Yeah.
Now.
I like to call that bark kake.
Oh,
oh my god.
oh
man.
my God.
That was hysterical.
I am so proud of
Friday
you. I'm not
nights
gonna
at
lie,
8
I
o'clock.
just made that up. That just came from the bowels of my mind.
Wow.
Write that down. Bark kake. That's what it says. One
That's going in a romance novel, baby.
Oh my god.
Oh, God, I'm scribbling it down.
The hobbits are going to Isengard now has a whole new meaning.
There we go.
Brian, are you watching for Amy?
Yes, yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's how I noticed the little bar that you can scroll up and down at the bottom of the screen. That's how I finally realized that Nick was here, and I hope, I feel bad that
You see him doing this like he's trying to get air from the water. He's waving, screaming.
StreamYard. The way it works is there are 5 little screens.
Yep.
There were 5 of us.
Yep.
And it wasn't until I noticed that the little
arrow.
Thing, not the arrow, but the thing along the right hand side that allows you to scroll up and down.
Oh, you have to have a popular show to see that.
Yeah, I know.
That's like a comment.
Well, thank God I don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, and City Cap asks, did you have to creatively arrange your background?
Yes, I did. Okay, I put a lot of thought into that bit back there.
Submission.
Yeah, Brian has his background, which I stole, and Michaela has hers.
Yeah,
and Ted frets over his constantly. I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
I have bookcases. Yeah, that thing behind there is not some kinky sex thing. That bar is where I hang the green. Where I hang the green screen.
Not just.
I had my hopes for you.
Not just. It doubles as a green screen holder. I know Heather's very careful about her background because every once in a while a cat jumps in there.
Yeah, I don't know where she is right now. She saw my suitcase. I haven't seen either cat since.
Oh, gotcha.
And if you've never seen Nick fight against his background, or you've never seen Nick's show, I want to give you
once.
I want to give you. I want to give you just a 30-second tour of Nick's show. Here, let me show you this. Are we off the air? What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Nick's background has been weaponized.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Poor Nick. Congratulations on getting that, launching that, man. I know how hard you've been working, and it is. That's a real accomplishment, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And guys, I wake up with this face every day. I have to have a sense of humor, so don't ever worry. The universe was really scared of me, so I get nerfed regularly. I figure if I ever stopped hurting, I would just take over everything like Doctor Doom, but with personality. Like Doom with panache, if you will.
Flair, huh? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
welcome to Latveria. So, and Joe Dog McKeel says, I am just the guy who learns the inside info on the broadcast platform, which is I find essential.
I was going to say that's valuable. Don't count yourself unvaluable.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, Joe turned me on to something that StreamYard does on their YouTube channel every Sunday night at 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And the two creators of StreamYard have a show that I think ought to be standard viewing for everyone that runs a show. Because they answer questions and they also take suggestions too. So
Drafts to Digital does that as well. That's a platform I use to publish books. So if you're not familiar with Drafts to Digital and it's something you want to look at, they have a YouTube channel where you can ask questions. They are very, very responsive to emails. So, I mean, anything you need with Drafts to Digital, ask them. And again, suggest things that, hey, I'm having trouble with this, or I'd like you guys to be able to do this. So they're definitely just like StreamYard in that, where they'll take suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Hey, can I ask a question real quick to everybody?
Sure.
So if you guys are, since we're all broadcasting in that, do you find that the live, being live versus doing a premiere, and I know Michaela with work and everything, it's got to be that's challenging. Do you find that it's with that? This is for everybody though. Do you find that it's? I like the fact that going live, I don't have to edit anything afterward. I can always go back and edit, the dog or what, howling or whatever, or the FedEx guy coming to the door or whatever. I can do that, but rarely do I edit that. And I really like the freedom of that. What's like your take on it? I mean, do you, I know people work outside the home and that, but what's your take? Do you like, obviously, Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick wants
Nick,
to
go ahead.
Nick.
I want to talk because for the first time in months, I actually did something today that wasn't live. I actually did a little snippet because I realized it was May the 4th, and I wanted to do a little Star Wars bit of shtick.
Yep.
And I went through, and I can talk to you guys fine, because if I stammer, it's over, it's done. But whenever I'm doing something where it's pre-recorded, I do like 50 takes, and it's very stressful. And then it's like an hour to get the stupid computer to edit it. So yeah, I really feel live, even though it's a lot more hazardous, and anybody who's watched my show knows I am not being hyperbolic, but it's so, because whatever I say that comes out of my mouth is just going to come out, and it's either going to work or it's going to splat dead on the wall, give it 3 minutes, and then start the next line of spiel or whatever. So yeah, I kind of find myself really preferring live. It's so liberating, because you make a mistake, you fix it. There's no fixing it, but then because I'm not worried about making a mistake, I stutter a lot less. There's a lot less tension. So yeah,
I like
totally
the not bantering, but the
feedback
audience too. Having people back and forth. That's actually really, even though we're reading and it's hard sometimes, it's still, that energy coming back to you rather than just looking in the camera and then editing it down and adding music and all that's great, but it's like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder what your guys' thought, because everybody's doing live, but
when I was doing, and I still am occasionally doing that, Uncle Carl's drunken rant. When I first started that, it was me looking at the camera, telling jokes, and then looking at chat to see if anybody thought it was funny. Very difficult way to do it. And then when Donna said, "Oh, I'll be on your show one time," and then everybody's like, "When's Donna coming back? Because we want her." And so because it was feedback back and forth between us,
banter.
And so the banter, and that really helped. And if you don't have a lot of people talking in your chat, you need that back and forth. You do. But if you do have people in your chat talking, it really does help to bring out more things that you may not even thought of that had something to do with your topic.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
So.
That's true.
And if that doesn't work, get an undead assistant.
Yeah.
or I can do that too. Hold on.
See?
Yeah, you got it right, Frank. Yep.
Yeah.
And I actually have something here that I picked up like a week and a half ago, and I've been waiting to talk about it. But we'll do that on the morning show sometime.
Okay.
But no, I agree with the energy idea that I used to do PBS pledge breaks and also stage work. So there is that energy you get from the people viewing you, and also I love the idea that we have people that are talking to us and are probably screaming, "Brian, why can't you read this faster?"
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Right.
But I'm trying, but we're having a conversation. Now, like Heather, what do you think about now? Michaela has the tape things, but Heather, you do live.
I do a mix. Yeah. I do. I normally do live. My shows are normally live, but there are clips and stuff that I will take and just do a 30-second or a minute clip up on a reel or on Instagram, on some other platforms, and then I'll share it out. The live premiere, the premieres are good for little highlights or promoting things. But for a long show, I prefer that live to have that energy, because you can only keep that energy going for a short time when it's pre-recorded. Right. But I suck at going back and editing stuff, and I know that. So it's a quick take. If it's awful, I'll redo it. But if it's just a little bit awful, I'm good. Let's just go with it. Yeah.
Right.
I just learned to live with it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Michaela, how about you? Now, you've done live also, right?
I've done both, and the only reason I don't do live and I record it is because I don't know what my Friday night looks like. Because
Right.
honestly, I might be running a kid to something, or my husband and I might be going out, and it's something as mundane as grocery shopping, but it might be something we have to do because we can't do it another night.
Sure.
So
Right.
when I record it, it's more like I don't want to disappoint my fans. I want to have that ready. Because, yeah, I could jump on, but I don't know about you, but I got to do my hair and makeup because this don't look pretty all the time. So if I'm coming home from work at 7 o'clock, like I've got my ball cap on and I've got my work clothes on, I don't want to sit down in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So there are some Friday nights, though, where I get off early and I can come home and I can do one. But I'd rather have them taped just so that I don't disappoint my fans. And I don't get to that broadcaster where, oh, they said they're going to be on Friday,
Right.
but they're not always on Friday.
Right.
Because to me, that's really important to have that.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes like interviews like last week with Eric Hawkins. I mean, we recorded it on Saturday because that's when we could meet. You know, and that type of thing, premiering it like that, I think is a good thing. I think it's good to have as much live as you can do it, but premiering every once in a while is good too. And I think that way you do it's great because you've got it. You know, people can look forward to it and you know it's going to be at 7 o'clock on Friday or whatever. Yeah, I just wondered because sometimes I like the not having to edit thing, you know, and I like the interaction with the but sometimes you can't avoid it, you know.
That's true. That's true.
If you're doing like a factual thing, you know, like you're presenting certain facts, like I'm thinking about doing one about drunk psychology.
Yeah.
And
I like
have a couple drinks and then, but I will probably be a recorded show because it's going to be a factual thing. And I will not have time to stop and
Answer questions and
and all that.
Right.
But that is a different kind of can of worms there. Nick's got it.
Yeah.
Secondary communication device there.
Yes, he does. Yes, he's our version of subtitling. And yes, I have to address an error I made here. Yes, I've got Joe D and Joe Dog confused again.
Yes.
One of you will have to change your name. Yes, I am old. I get you both confused because you both look so much alike. So anyway,
Michaela, they need your pudding tub. The only way they're going to settle this is in a giant pool full of pudding, and you're the first person who comes to mind who would have one of those sitting around for no apparent reason.
I was going to say, how did you know? Like, shit, dude, I didn't know you knew.
Yeah, right.
I didn't tell him. I did not tell him, okay?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's an open secret, though.
INFJ.
Mr. Joe, good team members, right? Joe isn't me. You should be. You should be like each other. I shouldn't be able to tell you apart, which apparently I can. But dang,
Their
I'm get
powers
right.
combined?
Yeah. It's like
maybe it's like those quantumly attached particles.
Oh, there you go.
Could be, or Earth 1, Earth 2. See?
Maybe.
Yeah, we've got this figured out. Sorry, guys. Anyway,
really going down a wormhole right now.
I am. Yeah.
Wormhole.
It's like
hey, you
every
signed
damn
up, damn
do
it.
I do.
I just got passed by a phone box. No, sorry.
And let's see. Here we go. And there we go. Politically incorrect hand grenades disguised as Facebook posts in the secret humor group is the real full-time job for Carl Weisman.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes, and from this was Small Press publisher Joe Dog McKeel. What is his punishment going to be? He can't get away with being old. Excuse forever. No, it gets better. I get older every day. So there. And now here we go. Now we have a legit question. Sorry, gentlemen, and I will do it again, so get used to it. You probably are. And Cindy Kemp goes, "What's the best part about broadcasting?" I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the support and the
It's
camaraderie.
the network, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, helping people. I mean, it's great. I mean, that's really awesome when you can give some advice. And I mean, I like the sponsorships too. Don't get me wrong, but besides that, helping people.
The networking, meeting everybody.
Yeah. The other night, my adopted niece came over to deliver one of her books, and I was talking about she wanted a cigar. I gave her a cigar. We're sitting there smoking our cigars and all. And I said something about, well, Ted says, and she's like, who's Ted? And I'm like, okay, well, Ted's a friend. Okay, well, now I've never really met Ted, but we do a show together on the internet. I mean, it was like,
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's weird to explain, but yeah.
It is.
No.
But yeah, I feel closer to Ted than I do to a lot of
Yeah, it's
other
bizarre.
people,
You know,
so.
it's really bizarre.
Yeah.
This leads into a conversation point.
Okay.
Despite the horrors that everything happened, 2020 was one of the most beneficial. And because, using things like this, because of this man up here, one of the most life-changing, beneficial times of my life. And, I think about people and I listen to them talk about how horrible it was. And for the people who lost folks and were ill, I understand and I respect that.
Right.
But for the people who just allowed themselves to be bored and then complain about it, I'm going to be mildly unkind, which I don't normally do. This is that needle when I'm coming out. Nick telling some truth. But your reality is what you make it. And a bunch of us decided, no,
Yeah.
we're going to keep going. I know I'm talking about my game. I had a medical incident that made me lose all control of my hands. I'm an artist. I could not close my hands farther than this. A huge portion of this book was typed out with two of these stabbing the keys because I wasn't going to give up. And you look at the people right now who are coming out of 2020, the people on this screen, the people who are watching this. We're hitting 2021 like, yeah, we've got new books out, we've got new projects, new connections, new stuff. And you guys sat on your butt with your thumb up your derriere, trying to unvapor lock yourselves. And I'm sorry, I'm not impressed with the whining at this point. If I can stamp out a book going like this, listening to Lindsey Sterling or something, you guys can do stuff, I'm sorry.
No, I'm right there with you, Nick.
Life gives you
Absolutely.
lemons, you make limoncello.
There you go.
right.
I don't like lemonade, no. But no, Nick, I'm totally with you because I said in 2019, because I was just getting that first book to where it was published and working with the publisher, and it was slow going. And I said, you know what? 2020 is going to be my bitch. And that was before any of us knew what was going to really happen.
Yeah.
But I said, and then when it happened, I was like, what's that have to do with my books? What's that have to do with what I'm doing? Like, and like you said, I'm very sympathetic to the situation and to people that have lost loved ones. And I've had loved ones affected by the pandemic. However, I didn't stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I could sit there and say, okay, I got my contract with the book publisher, and I thought, yay, I get to celebrate. No, I didn't. You couldn't go celebrate. You couldn't go to a restaurant. You couldn't have a party. Okay. Then I got, I left the publisher. Hey, I'm an indie publisher. Yay, I get to celebrate. No, you don't. You can't go out. You can't celebrate. You can't get together with friends. I didn't care. I kept going. And now there's 4 of these things sitting back here on the counter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let something outside my control dictate what I can control. Because, okay, so I didn't get to have the party. I didn't get to have the celebration. I didn't get to do a book launch at the library like I wanted to. That's okay. I did other stuff. You got to figure out what you can do as opposed to what you can't do. Especially with that stuff that's outside of your control.
You pivot during the pandemic. I mean, we've all done it. We've all been part of it in some way, and we can teach others how to do it too. Yeah. I mean, that's, I'm proud of everybody that's on the whole group. I mean, it's just, it's awesome. It's just awesome.
Really.
That's the power of independent writers and publishers and creators, though. All the big guys panicked and they whirled, and you saw crazy things like Diamond Distributing pretty much going down. All this craziness.
Yeah.
Marvel's freaking out, Disney's shut down. Nobody's really sure what they're doing, and we're like, hey, I got a nose, I got grindstone, and nobody's bugging me. Don't give me time and nothing to me.
And broadcasting comes into that because,
Big time.
all those guys were going, I can't figure out how to run my Zoom camera without looking like a cat. And we were like, oh, yeah,
I'm
this
a lawyer, really.
we've been doing this for a while, So
Yeah.
it was like, oh, yeah, we'll just pick it up and run with it. And that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of us have built our audiences over the last year, and it's not just as a promotional tool, which my morning show started out as, but I think a number of us, and I am saying this in plural, have helped a lot of people with advice, with best practices, and just being there.
Sometimes being there and giving somebody a laugh or
Yeah.
a chance to cry or
Just forget about it for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We
We're
have
messing
a
up Mr.
show on The
Joe's name.
Secret.
That's what I do. That's my.
We have a
specialty.
show on The Secret Day. It's not even a show. It's we open up a green room and we say, hey, anybody come in here and chat for a while. And that thing is open from 7 p.m. till Central Time.
Yeah.
Till sometimes midnight or beyond.
Yeah.
3,
And
4
we're
o'clock in the
just-
morning.
Yeah. Because people
And we're just letting
obviously-
loose. Yeah.
Yeah.
and people obviously have a need to let loose, and do what Michaela said, celebrate something. So people come in there and go, hey, guess what I just did? What? And then they'll tell us and we'll laugh at them.
Or, hey guys, can you
Or
help me
swear
publish this
safely.
book? Because Amazon won't let me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one night we were trying to help Michaela
She was
upload a book.
So frustrated. She was
like,
pulling her
oh,
hair
wow.
out. I felt so badly
Yeah.
for her.
Because I went from drafts to digital formatting,
Yep.
and the only problem was it added one page from ebook to print book. Amazon only allows certain pages. I didn't know that going into it, and so I'm like, okay, well, how do I get this file down to only 2 blank pages instead of 3, or even no blank pages? I didn't have a clue. If it weren't for my friends, that book never would have been published in that time frame.
And you were under the gun. I mean, you were.
I was. I had
were
a
like
midnight
there.
deadline, and we got it because I had tried to publish it before midnight. They let it sneak in, and at like 1:30 or 2, we finally got it. So yeah, we were in that green room till 1:30 or 2, passing files back and forth, trying to make this work. And if it weren't for my network, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Exactly. And here's the flip side. What is the most irksome part of broadcasting?
Technology.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, like coming on here tonight, my camera didn't want to work. And then my OBS didn't want to work. And then I went to my backup camera and it was like, I'm not at work either. Okay, reboot.
And my computer crashed last Sunday right when I was about to go live. So I had to grab a secondary phone, put one as the camera, one as my StreamYard, and go for it. Because I was just like, oh, nice. I have time for this.
The most irksome thing is when you pay to have higher speed internet and you start going, you're stuttering, and then the camera's if everything's phasing out, and that's the worst. That's the most irritating. Or people can't hear you, and you got everything. You spend all this money on everything, the lighting and all this other stuff, and it's still, ends up looking like you're on dial up.
Yeah.
Basically my show most of the time.
It is not.
Yeah, StreamYard has a little meter that pops up when your internet signal doesn't exactly behave.
Right.
Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's the reason I'm on my cellular service right now and not the Wi-Fi.
Right.
Because of my family.
Exactly. Now, what's your most interesting broadcast story? I dare not say any of mine.
I don't have one.
Okay.
We're all thinking about Carl's green room.
Yeah,
We can't talk about it.
We're talking about
There's
that.
days that-
I had one that I was doing. I do this morning show every once in a while on my Facebook, and it's only on topics I like. And one of them was shortwave, and I was doing one on number stations. Okay, that's where you tune in your radio and you hear these numbers repeated over and over, and it's basically spy communications
Code. Yep.
Yeah. So I told Donna, I said, hey, I need you to do something. I need you to shoot part of a video for me. And she's like, what do you need me to do? I need you just to come in here and shake your head and go, I married that guy. That's all you need to do. And she's like, what? Why? I said, don't worry, you'll see it. You'll see it later. And so
It's just like that.
just like that. And so when I put it together, okay, it was me dressed up as a spy looking around, you know, and then I go in here and I'm listening to this number station, and she comes into the room and goes, why did I marry that guy? But it all made sense when you put it together. But to her, it's like, you want me to do what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I think, mine wasn't a broadcast necessarily, even though I've had a lot of good, a lot of just awesome people on TED Talks, but it was on the podcast that I did. And it was talking about when my mom died, and it was called Good Grief. And that was, I've had more people write back to me and tell them I've had such a huge amount of feedback on them going through whatever, whether their parent has died from COVID or whatever, and what they went through. And that was awesome. That was really therapeutic for me because I don't talk about it a whole lot. But on a personal level, that was remarkable to have that kind of feedback. Had nothing to do with books, had nothing to do with art. It was just one human to another, just, talking about my experience. And, yeah, that was awesome. That was a powerful thing because all it was voice. There was no Ted with a fedora and the COVID curls in the back because he hadn't had a haircut in a year. It was just me talking about what happened and, my parents. And it was, that was awesome. That was so rewarding.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think I have a similar tale, and it was like back not quite a year ago when I was broadcasting every damn day, and it was starting to wear on me. And I was talking to some, I think I may have even talked to some of you about, that I can't do this any longer. I've got to cut back.
Yeah.
And I was just afraid everybody, because everybody's like, thank God you're here. Thank God you're doing this. And I thought I'd get pushback about it. About, no, you've got to keep going. You've got to keep going. But
No.
I announced one day on the show
Yeah.
that I had to cut back. And everybody, 100%, everyone was like, yeah, you do that. You've
Sure.
done what you had to do.
Yep.
And I found that very gratifying myself. So.
Good. I'm glad you listened.
Yeah.
I
no
do every
kidding.
now and then.
Yes.
Not frequently, but we have an excellent question from Joe D. McPhee. I got it right.
Joe. All right. Awesome.
I just started calling everybody Joe. Question, and this is an excellent question. Dan Hollifield, you're right. What are some of the best practices for vetting guests for your shows? Am I the only one that you hear that somebody doesn't vet their guests and you start to clench?
Yeah, nobody gets on the show without being vetted with me. No way. And it's a private phone call. Mikhail will tell you, it's a private phone call to be or stream for like 10 or 15 minutes. Say, hey, what's up? And we just talk and see if it's going to work. Yeah. And if they don't feel comfortable, then they're not on. I mean, that's, it's not because I don't want them on. It's just because they don't feel comfortable with how candid some of the questions are. So.
Yeah, and I recognize Ted and I are the only two that can really talk to this.
I was gonna say, because I haven't really interviewed anybody.
We let anybody in my group, so
I mean, I'm still vetting Carl. I'm still vetting Carl.
Yeah, we're not sure.
Let me know how that turns out, will you?
If I did have a show where I had guests, I'd say, when was the last time you were abducted? And then if they have an answer to that, right. You're not on my show. Sorry,
right?
You can't on my show,
right?
I vetted my last guest by threatening them with a throwing hog because they came to my door banging uninvited. So I had to interrupt my show. And all I heard, because my door's closed, all I heard was my wife saying, they're coming through the door. And I don't know if the phrase "like heck," and I did not say heck, was broadcast or not. But I'm like, guys, I'll be right back. If I'm not, notify the authorities. I got to deal with something. And then he's like, I'm like, no, you interrupted my show on a Friday night. You're going to sit right here and you're going to answer questions and you're going to talk to people whether you like it or not. I don't care if you're 6 foot plus. I'll chop you down to my height and fight you fair.
There we go.
But, I mean,
One
Well,
thing
I
I,
showed
I
these
remember
photos.
that night. That was crazy that night.
That was comedy gold.
one thing
but
I
speak-
found too, though, is people vet themselves, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh yeah.
Their actions,
Oh,
it speaks volumes. So when you see them on TED Talks, 9 times out of 10, they're they've vetted properly. I guess I don't know. They've, but
Well,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I'll give my answer in a minute, but we have somebody here who does also do guess, and it's the one, the only, Amy
Amy,
Hale.
what's up?
Hello.
Hey guys.
How's
Hey,
back?
Kitty.
How's Batgirl?
She's broadcasting live while driving. I don't.
Yes. I thought I could just listen and talk and not have to watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, can you text your answers? I'm sorry, we can't.
Let
hear
us-
you. Can you
let
text
us
everything
know.
out?
Yeah.
Let us know when your meal's ready, okay?
There's something in the back seat. There's something in the back seat.
I think it's a bat.
That's me,
Careful.
you
Don't let it
asshole.
bite you.
Yeah, they're just
This is
My
why we
daughter-
get people for language.
Yeah.
yeah. My daughter's in the seat like, shut up. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if
I
this is
just
gonna
wanna-
work, but we'll give it a shot.
Okay,
Okay.
fair enough.
I just want to say hi, Stinker.
Wow.
Yes, she made an appearance.
I hope she's
Not
feeling
you,
better.
Amy. Not you. I was talking to Heather's cat.
The cat. I have 2 cats.
Okay.
You've only seen one on camera.
She's just
She doesn't. She's pissed off. She saw the suitcase.
That isn't as bad, Heather, as the time we had Erin Casey on, who's a bird mom. And the bird was perched on her shoulder, then hopped up onto the couch behind her and turned its back to the camera. And its tail went up. And I'm like, oh no. Oh my God, we're about to get one of those Carson moments, those Johnny Carson things.
That's
Yeah. Yeah, but fortunately the bird wasn't.
Okay. No, sorry.
Yeah, the bird was the bird was very well behaved, but I saw a part of that bird I never want to see ever again.
Close up.
Yeah, close up, and we're like,
Wow.
like somebody just pulled the pin on the grenade, which fortunately didn't go off. But Amy, how do you vet guests?
Vetting guests. Let's see. I try to look at their body of work first and foremost, and kind of see what they're doing, what they have done, where they're going. Sometimes you can kind of tell with work where what they're working towards. And I'll ask them a lot of questions. I try to get to know them a little bit and see if I don't already know them, and see if there's anything there that wouldn't be questionable, because sometimes you can be surprised unpleasantly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's mostly just trying to get to know the person and kind of checking out what they do first.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. Yeah, and in my case, I try to watch them on other shows if I can. See how they behave on there. Believe it or not, I do have, present company accepted, I do have standards for how I want people to behave on here. My friends, it's okay. And that's the thing. Most of the time, they are my friends, I will say. But occasionally, I do have a couple people that also run other shows that will vet for me, and in turn, I will vet for them. So if so-and-so says, I think you ought to have this person on, then we'll reach out and try to get them. So, but a lot of it is just basically either I know them or I learn about them from watching, like Amy said, their body of work. So, and
Okay, Nick. See ya.
Nick, no. This is the Hotel California broadcasting. We'll tell you when you're going, and it ain't happening. And we're going to try to catch up with as many of these comments as possible. So we're just going to flash them on the screen. Cindy Cap, hope you come back. You're probably back already. Thank you for being here. And let's see, another person trained by Joe Dog. Joe Dog McKeel has a good answer. Maybe a shock collar. Nick will be making a delivery tomorrow. Hopefield sasays, and now I know why
be with a good time.
I didn't tell you where I was going to put it. Anyway, Dale Field is Joe and
Did I
Muck.
stutter?
Yeah, exactly. And no, Keisha Acuff, you are not the only one who is afraid of the camera. And we have a wonderful word here from Terry MacGyver, who would just like to take this opportunity to thank Heather for allowing me to share all of our Hanging with Web TV shows and more to Comics and More New Jersey. Many thanks, Heather.
Yep, thank you.
Good deal. Good deal. And Rick Bradley says, if I can put up with my mug on camera, you ladies are just fine. Believe me. And Jody McPhee has another terrific question here. Do you have people beating down your door to be on your show, or do you seek out guests? Well, in Nick's case, yes.
No.
I find in the beginning it was the latter, but now it's the former. That kind of mirrors my journey too. It's like I do remember having some shows where when we turned Clever Title Pending into an interview show where, well, we're going to have another fascinating guest next week. Who it is, your guess is as good as mine. I wouldn't tell you, but and I have had some people drop in, and Cookie will vet them. So
yeah,
which is fine with me. Or
you don't want to be vetted by Cookie.
She doesn't care what happens to me. She's just
That's
trying to
ventilated, not
The whole-
vetted. Ventilated.
The cavity search. The cavity search is a little much.
Yeah, that's true. But thank God she's up for it.
What
But
I've-
anyway, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
what I've had is I've had people. Joe. Sometimes it's and it's not to their it's not to their fault, but some people just automatically think, well, they've got a promo, or they got something going on, Kickstarter, or whatever, and they need to be on the show, or you need to be on this show or this show, or you need to do this for me. We don't even know them. Brian and I have talked about this, and we don't know some of these people, and that's fine. I think that they come by it honestly. They don't mean it in a derogatory way or anything. For me, it's been really good because I've had people that have been nice to ask, but it's the ones that don't ask that really get my attention, because those are the ones that I really think. It's almost like you want them on even more. It's like, oh man, look at what they're doing. That's so awesome. Look how many people they're helping. And it really, like I said, they almost vet themselves out in some regards. But yeah, a lot. It's been influx. Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I'm booked till July, and I've got even more people on standby. So in case somebody cancels,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
I don't even have people on mine, and I get asked almost
sure you
every
do.
day.
Yeah.
Sure
you do.
And I'm like, I'm not ready to interview yet.
Yeah.
It'll be a while.
Amy, your lighting's amazing. We should all get lighting like that. That's awesome. Your lighting looks so good.
Oh yeah, I was right.
Whoa.
Amy,
My
we
daughter's
accidentally
like-
saw you.
Yeah.
We
That kind of
hope
lighting.
we hope your daughter's okay too.
Yes,
Yeah, I
sir.
hope she is.
Is she okay?
Oh yes, she is. She's essentially she had to get one shot today.
Yeah, that
So
stinks.
not 7, she said.
All right, well that's
Hey.
good.
Good.
Yeah. So yes, she's much better than last time.
Hey Brian,
That's good.
you want to see where I got my shot?
More than anything.
See where I got bit?
Oh,
You want
God.
to see where I got bit?
This is a family
Yeah.
shot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I do. How? Yeah.
It's a finger, Brian. It's a finger.
It was
Call
finger.
it what you will.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
So you guys having bat wings this weekend for brunch, or what are you doing? No.
No, but I do think she should get a bat tattoo.
It's okay.
Oh,
it's
for
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if she doesn't get superhero powers, I would sue.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Yeah, that's
Seriously.
yeah. Well, the doctor gave her was a light, nice bright neon pink, so
Hmm.
you know.
I got bit by a bat in a pagan holiday.
Yeah, she's like, I got bit by a bat in a pagan holiday. How great.
I'm just glad she's okay. I'm just glad it's all right.
Yeah.
Well, definitely. Well, unfortunately, I think we've got to say goodnight to somebody here, don't we, Heather?
I do.
Oh,
I have to get
okay.
going. I have
All right.
people finish packing.
Good
All right,
see you. Have fun.
Heather,
Thank
let
you
me
so
give you
much.
the screen real fast one more time. Tell everybody how they can keep up with you.
You can find me. I'm Heather Ellen. I'm on Comics and More, New Jersey. I have my podcast is Comics, Chaos, and Sass on 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday nights. Come bring your links, promote yourself, promote other people, give some love. And I have a group, Comics, Chaos, and More, which is the same kind of idea. Show interviews, sales, mail calls, show what you got in, show what your pickups were, and sell your own products.
Excellent.
And thank you very much.
Heather, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much, hon. And thank you. Everyone, please subscribe to Heather's YouTube channel and check her out every Sunday night at 10 p.m. on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Heather, safe trip.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself.
Have a good night, and I'll
You
see you
too.
guys Sunday night if I don't make it out of the green room. Good night.
All right.
Hey,
Sounds
yeah.
good. Night, Heather. Take care. And
What the hell was that, Nick?
What are you doing? They're
hold on a
deep.
second here.
They're okay, really.
Oh, they're okay, really.
They're
Okay, moving on. And anyway, let's see. Rick Bradley says, I'll definitely agree with Ted. When I broadcasted for the first time on Kathy Jackson's page, when someone commented or asked a question and interacted with my energy spiked. Yeah, it will happen. It will happen.
Yep.
And Rick, we did cover what is the most difficult and the easiest part of broadcasting. I think we pretty much have covered that. None of it's easy. Anyway, and Bill Sargent, he's trying to get us on to other subjects. What is your favorite Star Wars movie, The Wrath of Khan or The Search for Spock?
Oh my God.
I prefer The Big Sleep myself because I'm a huge Humphrey Bogart fan.
Oh.
And let's see. Bill Sargent says most people have a frog in their throat when they're sick. Michaela has a Yoda in her throat. Shut up, Christian. And let's see.
You're just jealous.
That's right. That's right. And let's see here.
Wow.
Hashtag yes, he is. Anyway, and let's see. Then they're going. And Amy Hale, we have her here. Wait a minute. We have two Amy Hales. What the hell? Anyway,
That one in the car must be a phony.
Yeah.
must be. We have a wrestler.
That's a really old comment.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we're
I'm trying to
time.
catch up.
We
Well,
should have
this one
vetted.
might
We
be
should have
this
vetted
one.
her
I'll
before
see
we
if I
had
can
her
join on
on.
the way
An
home.
hour ago.
Hurry, Amy. There's your life model decoy is on the air right now, and she's got your daughter. Anyway, let's see. And Pops Van Zandt, I know these people. You can't threaten us like that. Eric Hawkins, who is the co-host of the of Comic Book Spectrum on Thursday nights. Good to see you, Eric.
What's going on, Eric?
Hope you're. And by the way, congratulations to Eric. His
Rocking, man. Rocking.
yeah, he's kicking
Awesome.
booty on
Yeah.
his Kickstarter campaign, and we'll be talking about another one later on in this show. And Dan Holyfield says, "Watch out, Pops are sober. Give it a few minutes." And yep, we are going to do a special broadcast for CromCon 14
Yes.
from Peoria, Illinois, the Indie
Good
Author
times.
Book Expo on the 29th of this month. Please watch. And the Historical Fencing Guild. Nick, have you seen these guys? Hi, sorry so late, but had to be there for the launch. And we all do, Pops. We all do. And so Brian only, we're going to move on. Let's see.
No, it's shocking. I mean, you know.
I know. Well, sometimes
Really?
you just got to take things in hand when you
Wow.
got nobody to help.
Oh man.
And
Oh Jesus.
I know, yeah, pray for us all. And Keisha Acup says you were all weird and wonderful.
That's right. Yep.
Well, these other five are wonderful, but anyway, let's see. Here we go.
Can I
And
apologize to Keisha for a second?
sure,
Every time you've said her name, the entire time I've known her, I've heard you mention her name. I've never actually seen it written. So I've heard Keisha Acup.
Oh.
No.
And
No,
I mean,
Keisha
like
did not.
every
No.
single time.
Keisha.
I don't know if I should apologize or not, but it's only fair that
Yeah.
you know I'm so
Yeah.
sorry that my hearing is a little confused. And two, look at that. 2 face palms in one. Behold
Everyone was crossing themselves. So
Yeah.
I'm putting on the dark Pope hat.
Carl brought out the hat. Uh-oh.
Oh,
shit.
and right now Rachel's in the back seat going, "What in the hell am I watching?"
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and Rick Bradley goes, "Wait, the Hybrids RPG is live? I need that now." Well, you know, if I ever
Well,
catch
go
up,
get it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are you waiting
We'll
for,
wait.
Rick? We'll wait.
Yeah, we'll
Do
wait.
it.
That was an hour ago. Come on.
Into the gag, I command you. Oh, I didn't do that right. Dang it.
And no, Amy, apparently
you
we're
got-
not going to be done by the time you get here.
That was about an hour ago when she wrote that. That's funny.
Yeah.
About 45 minutes ago.
No,
And Bark
she also came back.
yeah,
Yeah, that's how old we are. We're the Barkake joke, folks.
Yeah, okay.
This is
we're
a
catching,
new
we're
record for
catching up.
Brian. So, welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Happy Hump Day, everyone.
Wow.
It is hump day. I forgot it's hump day. Oh.
Well,
I got
It's only Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday, guys.
by the time they respond to the comments,
Don't
to that,
get me
it will be-
excited.
It'll be
dang
hump
it.
day by then. Yeah,
Man.
we have
We'll
delayed
still be
long
on
enough.
the
Stevie
air.
Kemp is back.
we'll still be on the air. Don't worry.
Yeah,
still
we'll still be
going.
on the air on Wednesday. It's fine.
Stevie Kemp wants Amy to hang up and drive. No, we need a referee here. And greatest clever title pending ever. Thanks, Jody
You are
McPhee.
We do what we can.
Oh, it's going to get better too.
Oh,
probably
no.
so. And Skunk Rocker's going to be suing Heather's cat for copyright infringement. Yes,
Is
and
that what that's called?
yes, and Anthony Mack says, "Is that guy trapped in a dungeon?"
Yes.
Blink twice if you need help.
Oh, man.
See, I've been keeping up with the comments. Just whole nother level here. It's okay.
Why aren't
Like-
you hosting them, for the love of God? Why'd you leave it to
Hilarious.
me? And Anthony says he's trapped. He likes it there.
Second shot, I'll sit next to you. We can fist bump.
That would work. That would work. We live close enough, and by the time you get here, I might be caught up with the comments. Anyway, and from the National Small Press Publisher, and to think my show didn't start out as an interview show. I started out doing coming reviews and comic news and drawing. Well, you know, this show started out as kind of like a nighttime version of Nevermind the Furthermore. I always envisioned it as being a little more raunchy. God knows that never happened.
Ta-da!
No, of course not.
Here we are
Markaki.
today. But we just got the idea to do interviews, and it has worked out so well. And viewers turned it into an interview show due to YouTube stats. There we go. And Carlene joins us wishing Heather a good night. And let's see. And also Dan Hollifield. See, I'm catching up here.
Yep, you are.
And from the National Small Press Publisher. And let's see. And Christian Lucius Jake Lindsay, good to see you here. And the one in the car is dealing with a special hail pale defect emergency. Amy, you explain
That's
to
a crap
Rachel.
thing to say.
It's a good thing you can't see me right now.
If we hear you
Raising that finger again?
We're listening. We're listening for the coffee can.
Yeah.
if we hear what sounds like tidal waves, as you take the corners,
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
And Rick Bradley says every day is hump day if you do it right.
That's right. That's right, Rick.
Follow us for more for more life hacks here. And
I was lied to.
and and Anthony Mack says, can we see that huge sword behind Gimli's dad?
Which sword?
Is this one of yours, Nick? Is this one of yours?
Which sword do you want? I have
Oh.
a few dozen. I mean, I can
Oh my
start.
God.
We got that one. You want live steel? You want something like that? You want trainers, buddy? Swords. If you have
Don't make me break out my
contiguous
collection.
layers,
Come on now.
I can do this all night if need be.
And he has. In which I say
Hey, Luke
lovingly.
Stone is running a thing that involves, and he's here. I'm going to fast forward because it involves this link right here where you can buy my game and a really good comic book. I'm kidding, buy the comic book. And
Hold
the
it,
game.
hold it still so people can get a screenshot.
There we
Yes.
go.
Or wait for your host
Or
to
you got the
finally
link.
catch
Oh,
up.
there you go. He'll get
So
you.
where do I go now?
Yeah.
Oh.
And here
That's
we go.
great.
And go to this for Nick's campaign. You also get comic books with it.
Awesome.
Does it
God,
come
Luke's
with
going
corn?
to beat me with a pastor stick.
Luke is going to unfriend me. No, it is for this a very wonderful comic book series called Hybrids, The Sons of Gods, issue 7, I believe it is. And it's a terrific series. It's a superhero team, if you like that sort of thing, and I do, fortunately. The art is great, the stories are great, but what comes along with it is quick play. Nick, am I correct? Nick, quick play, a role-playing game.
That is one of the options.
Yay, Cindy.
You could get the quick play, which does not look like this. This is my version. Luke made it sexy. And I'm eternally grateful. Like, I made a great game, but he put lines. Yes, get the game, get his books. He's actually remastered his earlier stuff, so his art style is consistent. It is gorgeous. And this is just fun. Gaming should be fun. You should be able to pick it up and play without having to study 16 books and get a advanced mathematics degree in game design. Yeah, the comic all right, Luke. Yeah, you guys think you don't know. Every 2 weeks, Marvel releases a new, this is issue number 1, let's get your money. They could take a flying at a rolling donut. He's building something amazing right here. And I'm sorry I had to edit an old family-ism. Hybrids is the grounds of something really cool, and I'm honored and I'm privileged to be part of it. And I know I'm plugging, but man, I've learned from the master, and I gotta put the whole surge protector in for this because you need a surge protector for the energy I am projecting. I'm not buy spend your money.
Nick is the master of the soft sell here as Manatee
Oh,
Man,
yeah,
master
I
of
want to give you
marketing.
the soft. I'm not saying that this slices dice makes French fries and julienne, but I will say that hybrids will change your life. He is an action figure option. Okay? Trash Man has an action figure.
It looks
I've
really good
seen
too.
the images.
Looks really cool. Looks really cool. It does. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe one of
Trash
these
Man
days a
home, but
Manatee
hey.
Man one will pop up out of
There
nowhere.
we
Stranger
go.
things have happened. But yes.
There we go. And
Yes,
anyway,
That's
Yes.
affordable. It's good.
Sorry.
It's not like
Mhm.
$200
very
out of the
cool,
gate.
Very
That's
cool.
good.
And Luke,
It's really
we're,
good.
we're going to
No.
coordinate so you can get on here too sometime. Seriously,
Yep.
man. We
That's
got
awesome.
He's setting up for free domestic shipping because he wants it in people's hands. And that's what I'm about. That's why
Yeah.
all my books, when you go on Amazon,
Mhm.
are as cheap as Amazon will pretty much let me get it, because it's more important to get the books in people's hands and either educate when they're doing something, my nonfiction, or just have a good time when it's fiction or game design. And he gets that. I'm all about that. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Carl, you
and
saying
I've got
something?
I was going
I
to interrupt
just-
and say real fast that I have played the game, an early version of it. It's incredible. It really is. And even
Easy
if
to
you are not
understand then?
familiar-
It's easy to
Yeah,
understand.
seriously. Or I couldn't do it.
I'm teasing you.
Um,
All right.
Yeah.
No, I got, it's 10.5 font with no images. It's 8 pages right here.
Yeah.
And it will give you more fun than anything you throw money at, because it's just, I'm tired of having to buy $50 books. I don't,
And-
Yeah, Luke is the king. Right now, he's on another show. And he is interacting and doing stuff. And he's brought, texting here, kind of like how I was on his show putting out the links for the Indiegogo as soon as it cracked 8 o'clock, because
But Luke, you
hashtag
couldn't,
always promote.
I wonder where he got that from. But Luke, you couldn't be having anywhere near as much fun as we are.
Uh-uh.
So, So anyway, and he's like, want to bet? Anyway, and let's see, we had a comment. Let's see, I think we have another comment. And Jake, we see your question. We're gonna put it on the screen, or he's gonna be asking it all night. We got a legit question for Nick. Have you seen Forged in Fire? They do sword forging on it.
Not only have I seen Forged in Fire, I've done some forging myself in the past a little bit. I have the parts to get together. And I've studied Doug Markaitis' works as a knife instructor. Great series, great fun, and there's Anthony Mack. What keeps asking? Of course, he has swords. You don't know me very well yet, so I'll let that innocence go. I've been teaching people to sword fight for the last 20 years on whatever I'm looking for. Just to help out. It's kind of what I do. So yeah. I am surrounded by a pile of live and training weaponry. It's insane in here. It looks like a dragon's horde kind of like burped up all the weapons of the people who tried to get in and failed.
As opposed to the two who got in and got on his show. And let's see, the Nevermorians are always a blast. Luke, we can't wait to get you back here. Seriously, we miss you, man. And be careful about that forging stuff. You can get in some real trouble.
I can neither confirm nor deny anything that may or may not be beyond the statute of limitations anyway. So, I mean, what? No.
So anyway, Nick does a show on general combat, I would say, every Friday night at 8 p.m. Or 7 p.m. Central on the Historical Fencing Guild. Please go to that YouTube channel and like and subscribe and share.
And I will give a surprise for you guys. I'm actually planning a weekly review show. So I want to start adding something on Wednesdays that's the scripted stuff, reviewing the products that I use because people have asked for it.
Most excellent. So we'll talk. You're part of the network. So anyway, and from the desk of a small press publisher, Amy is going home proud. Why? Because the Hail Pail doesn't know the meaning of fail. It was a user's error problem. Okay.
Poor Amy.
I know. Amy has become a verb.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'll live with it. It's all right.
That's okay. It was magic. It was magic. And I'm a fan. I mean, I have a fan or both. Both, not both. Okay.
Yeah, both.
Cindy kept us not fan fighting, and it is so cool. If you get on the Historical Fencing Guild's Facebook group, it's public. I only ask that you speak English because we had some confusion. But yeah, she puts up her videos, and if people put their videos, I comment to try to help them get better at stuff. But she's just doing amazing using a system of combative hand fans. Like, really cool. I have one, but I don't like to go off camera while I'm.
We understand. We'll vamp for you. And the Skunk Rocker says, don't forget to mention us little guys at Stupid O'Clock. I've already mentioned you, but I will gladly do so again. I know our show isn't important, but we try. Skunk, do not say that ever again. I will turn you over my knee and not do anything. Okay? But
dang, I was going to get the camera out.
Yeah, got you. But no, Skunk Rocker is right. Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Saturdays, all times Eastern. You figure out where you live. But anyway, Stupid O'Clock is an incredible conversation show. It's the after convention hours conversation you love. You don't know where it's going to start. You'll break out into a sweat trying to track it as it changes constantly. And by the time you think you have something to say, it's moved on. You're done. Yeah. But anyway, it's a great, great show. And Skunk Rocker is one of them, along with Joe Dog McKeel. I got it right. I know I did. And anyway,
Dan Hallfeld's in there.
Dan and John.
Hallfeld's there.
Yep.
Lewis Lee.
And Lewis Lee, yes. And Heather. And I cannot remember his name. I'm sorry, Heather. But also occasionally by Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert.
Yeah.
So please show
I crashed
up.
that party too.
Yeah. And once every 6 months, I show up too, whether I'm wanted or not. So
Oh yeah, well that's because they just put fezes in 5 fezes in a pentacle, and then they lay coffee grounds, and they put Action Comics #1 bootleg, and suddenly Brian shakes from wherever he is and just pops right in. It's the dangest thing.
yeah, I'm not so much invited as invoked.
The thing about Stupid O'Clock is that they'll start talking about what road you should take to get to which convention.
Yeah.
Then it goes to what's the best macaroni in Munich that you can get, and then over here, then they start talking about horror shows and what's the best effect for chopping someone's head off. So it's like you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah. It's
well, how else do you intimidate people to the better macaroni recipes? I'm a fat guy and I got questions. I need to know.
And Skullcracker says, "Well, that reminds me, Brian. They finally added Fezes to Hero Forge. I got a fig. I don't have a figure, but I made a figure, and it has a Fez on it, and it's almost adorable. I mean, like cuddling me. But anyway, Stupid O'Clock, says Dan Hollifield, has more topic drift than the Larry Niven mailing list.
Wow.
Dude, there's more drift on Stupid O'Clock than a Mustang with bald tires in a rainstorm, okay?
Yeah.
And Luke Stone says you can get the RPG for $15 and free U.S. shipping. A bargain at twice the price.
Huh.
He's not kidding, actually. It is
cool.
bargain at twice the price. I bought games. It's good. And
it's a good comic book series, too, Luke. I seriously, and I don't say it just because we're friends. I say it because I mean it. So, anyway, please check it out. Please check it out. The Kickstarter campaign or it's Indiegogo, excuse me, for Luke's book. Check it out. It's a really terrific series. And also, I can't remember. You can get back issues, correct? Or the trade paperback?
Yes.
Yes, I thought so. Yes, so you will not miss a thing. So pledge.
And tomorrow is Luke's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Luke.
And there's a special thing where the first so many people get a shot at this really cool foil image. And you just get that if you order it early. Luke's got stretch goals and stuff that really build up. Guys, this is the one. I've literally spent a year tap dancing waiting for this thing to go. There's he's gone insane with the amount of stretch goals and added content. I'm not even kidding. This isn't me just ShamWowing here, although I can.
You'll love his nuts anyway.
I have been accused of being able to sell ice to an Eskimo, but you know what? That's okay. If you can sell $15 a pound cheese to poor people, you can do this. But this is that product. This is the thing. Wow. Like when you're looking for something, when you're coming through with your stimulus check or your rebate check, you want to do something that actually helps people. This is where you go, folks. Sorry. All right. Brother Loves Traveling Salvation shows passing the plate, folks, and this is what we need.
Wow. Luke Stone is kind enough to be on TED Talks on the 25th, coming up here on Tuesday. So we're going to be talking about all this great stuff too. So I'm looking forward to.
And I guarantee it will be more sedate and understandable.
Yes,
maybe not.
We behave on your show. And Scott Cracker says, "Sorry, I've been so talkative tonight. Like you could get a word in.
Yeah.
Video editing while I listen. Just finished the show for IWTV, so just waiting for the render to end now. Well, good luck to your render."
Awesome.
And Dan Hollifield says, "Yeah, but if you can get Brian to say his name backwards, he gets banished to the 5th dimension for 90 days."
Is that how that works?
Celtiplexum. And Stupid from the Desk of Small Press Publisher, please sign up for his Facebook page and also his YouTube page especially. Stupid O'Clock is what happens when car crash meets a train wreck. Welcome chaos that opened up your mind. That is true. That is true. And speaking of chaos, welcome back to Clever Title Pending. But anyway, we have finally caught up with the questions. Thank you all for your patience. And thank you, Luke Stone, for your impromptu appearance. We wish you sincerely. We wish you luck with your Indiegogo campaign. And definitely get that RPG while you're at it. I've got to get my pledge in too. But we also let's see. Yep, we're caught up, and I think we're going to just leave it at that.
Yep.
So we're going to go around the room, and everybody, please tell folks what you're up to, how they can stay in touch with you, and Ted, be sure to promote that thing you've got.
Sure.
So anyway, let's start with the model of safe driving here, Amy Hale, and professional lighting.
Give her the whole black screen.
So,
my God.
technical standards
Almost
are our keyword here at the Rising Tide Broadcast Network.
Okay,
So,
first
Amy-
I'll tell you that I'm not looking at the screen at all. I'm keeping my eyes on the road. I consider this like a phone conversation. So it's either this or listen to an audiobook. So I figured I'd just chat with you guys. But anyway, you can find my show, Creative as Hale, at youtube.com/Amy Hale. Or you can find my website, authoramyhale.com. And then I'm at Author Amy Hale pretty much everywhere on social media. So come check out everything that's going on.
Yes, and just remember, look for this face next time you're on the interwebs, and you'll find her instantly.
Oh,
I'll just wear a dark sack over my face from here on out, and everybody will recognize me.
There you go. There you go. And thank you, Amy. And Rachel, it was good to hear from you too, dear. And I can imagine what she's doing too.
Yeah.
I'm probably getting a finger, that finger from her. Anyway, and
Oh, no. I don't know what's happening, but
oh, don't ask.
Folks,
You can watch it on the playback.
Yeah.
for Amy's sake, who knows what evil should have been what evil is in Amy's pail? The Shadow knows.
what?
So now looking forward to Amy Hale being cast as the Shadow in the 2021 30-second production of The Shadow by Rising Tide Broadcasting. Bug Brian for showing information. Hi, folks. I'm Nick Tockert, and I've been given the screen, so I'm not going to let go of it until I get to plug my stuff. I am a freelance author, artist, game creator, sword designer. I'm the guy who wrote The Hybrids, The Sons of God. RPG, not the comic. The comic is Luke's. The game engine is mine. I'm also the guy who teaches people how to learn to sword fight on a budget, regardless of health. Look at my books, The Simple Sword and The Fighting Axe, both available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/authors/Nicholas Tockert. That's me. And I'm the guy who hijacks other people's shows for amusement, entertainment, and way too fast conversation. Thank you.
And also, we have a comment on Amy's setup here. Her screen is haunting her.
That's true.
It is. Thank you, Anthony, for being here. Thank you, Nick Tockert. And now we will turn to the opposite side of the room. We go from Nick Tockert to the other emotional end of the spectrum. Mr. Carl Witzman. Carl, what are you up to, and how can people keep up with you?
if everyone could just take a deep breath. You're all going to be fine, okay? You're all going to be fine. All right. I hear Michaela crying. No, it's not. We are available on Facebook. Just look up Carl Witzman. It's spelled right here. No, don't have to guess. Or look up Donna Carlene, my wife. You'll find her on Facebook as well. We are authors. We are publishers of our own work mostly. And we have 2 new books out this week, which I didn't want to announce until after Ted had his Kickstarter.
Day in the Sun.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to mess up his thing. But we have 2 new books. Donna has Who Watches. It's available on lulu.com. Just look up Carlene, Carlene. Maybe better look up Carly. Anyway, we will have some links later for folks to follow that. We also have a new book called Woodstock Dreams. It's also on Lulu. You have to click the little explicit, show me explicit content to see it, though, because the two co-writers that I was working with got a little excited about some of the scenes, and so now it's explicit.
Cool.
So yeah, so if you like that kind of thing, it's three people who were at Woodstock originally, and they've grown up and grown on, a few of them, and now they decide they're going to go back and help with the reunion, but trouble ensues.
Awesome.
Sounds good.
So that's what we've been working on lately.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much, Carl. And
That's great. That's great. That's awesome.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much for that. And now let's go to Ted Davies Artistry.
How do I
Ted's
follow
going,
that?
why are you throwing it to me now? Damn
How do
you,
I
Brian.
follow that? Hello, I'm Ted Davies, and we've got a lot going on right now at Ted Davies Artistry. This week, we are talking Ted's Talk Times pieces on Thursday, and then on Friday, we do Drinking with the Davies at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard with my wife, Christine. We're doing the Sangria Lisa, and it's going to be quite a fruitful event. So check us out Friday. I'm also very proud to say that we are on Kickstarter right now with a project that they do love with Grim 101. Just look up Ted Davies Artistry and find out a little bit more about Grim 101 and the campaign. It's running, I think, until the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, we'd love to have you part of the journey. So thanks again. I appreciate you letting me talk, Brian. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thank you for being here. And okay, Carl's going to post our bail. And Carleen says, thanks for including me, honey. And Nick Tockard says,
That's great. Those are great.
And now I can't wait to see if Nick dares do anything for our next contestant here, the one, the only, the lovely Michaela Jade. Michaela, what are you up to, and how can people follow you?
There's a secret that I'm up to, and it might or might not have to do with my Warriors books. So there might be a fourth one coming by the end of summer. Yeah, it's all kind of in the works. So you'll find all the updated information on my YouTube channel first, and then I update my website, authormichaelajade.com. And then there's Facebook, and I even have LinkedIn and Instagram. So wherever you look for me, it's all authormichaelajade.com. I even have now on Facebook Michaela Jade's books. So you will find me everywhere.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And now,
Wow.
and unfortunately, it's my turn. But anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to everyone who's had some great questions, great comments. Sorry it ran so long. Sorry it ran behind, but heck, we had fun. That was the main thing. And please, I'm going to close out everyone's microphone, and please hang around so I can say goodnight to you, okay? And let's see. Here we go. Click, 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 and Amy's got hers. So now I'm going to take the spotlight here because allegedly it's my show. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Whether you're watching us live or on the rerun, we appreciate you all. We hope that you will check out all the various shows on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Now get ready, folks. Get a screen capture button ready. Please take a look at that. And also thank you to Heather Ellen, who had to leave early, but thank you for being here, Heather. We love you. Her show is Comics, Chaos, and Sass, Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern, and TED Talks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. TED Talks with great creators every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. And with he talks to his timepieces at on Thursday mornings. It's kind of soothing. It's fun. And at Friday nights, he and his wife Chrissy do Drinking with the Davies at 6 p.m. And once a month, Carl Witzman and Ted do a show about cigars, which is really a lot of fun. You would really like it. And Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles every Friday at 7 p.m. The Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. Fridays, and Creative as Hail every Thursday night at 8 p.m. And Stupid O'Clock, 9 p.m. on Thursdays and 11 p.m. on Thursdays. On Saturdays. So please take a screen capture of that. You'll be glad you did. Also, my shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Never mind the Furthermore, an interactive creative conversation show with a lot of coffee, mostly mine. And Tuesday nights, we do this thing where we talk about various creatives about creativity and the business behind it on Clever Title Pending. And I'm in trouble now. And cannot find the Furthermore. Thank you, Nick Tucker. Thank you, brother. Oh, anyway, appreciate you, man. And anyway, please check out the various shows. Also, Thursday nights, I am joined by the Captain Eric Hawkins, Brian Rodman, and Clyde Hall on Comic Book Spectrum. We love comic books, and if you do too, we think you'll dig the show. Please check it out every Thursday night at 7 p.m. But anyway, we want to thank Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it matters to your readers. So please check them out on Facebook. Also at plasmafiregraphics.com. Jeffrey Hayes is crazy talented, and I can prove it because he just did this cover here. This is number 4 in the Snow Shorts series, Snow Ambition, written by myself. Abraham Snow was deep undercover for 10 years, but an attempt on his life brought him back to civilian life, but it doesn't mean he left the adventure behind. And mine is about an old acquaintance that knows him as his undercover alter ego. If Abraham Snow goes along with if he doesn't go along with the plan, his family could die. And if he does go along with it, he could die for real. Ambition can be a killer. Anyway, check it out. It's available now on Amazon for 99 cents. Or go to BobbyNash.com or AbrahamSnow.com. It's a great book. I know. I wrote it. Also, here we go. And not a cryptid. No, he is not a cryptid. That's Bigfoot told us so himself. Anyway, as he shuffles off to Buffalo, which is where I've just been. Anyway, please check out Patreon. Patreon.com is a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly, but you get stuff in return. And many of these people have their own Patreon pages, so please check them out. See what I can offer you for a modest monthly subscription at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And so let's get the next thing ready to roll. And anyway, thank you all for being here. I appreciate your listening to us. Thank you to Emmy Hale and Nick Tockard, Carl Witzman, Ted Davies, Michaela Jade, and Heather Ellen for being on the show tonight. Next week, Ted Davies, he hasn't had enough. He'll be back next week. He's a glutton for punishment. No, we're looking forward to having Ted. We're going to talk with Ted. It's going to be a great time. And as always, folks, we hope to see you next Tuesday for that show at 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Central. So anyway, folks, thank you for watching Clever Title Pending. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. And as always, folks, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Take care. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.
Southwest of Chicago, there is a small, secluded cemetery known as Bachelor's Grove, and it is one of the most haunted places in the United States. Author Brian K. Morris brings you a collection of writings that will help you navigate this ghostly graveyard, if you dare. The Haunting Scripts of Bachelor's Grove is available now on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.